All right, there we go. Yeah, looks like everything is working. We take those. Part of me forgot what day it was for a little bit today, but we get there. What's going on, Basu? Immediate key for Deem? Sure. That's fine by me, big guy. Not gonna see me complaining about going and picking up my actual human son. Where'd he go? There you go. He was chilling under the covers. I didn't notice. Wait. Here he is. There you go. He says hi. Look at him. Such a good boy. I realize. Can't start a Street Fighter stream without saying hi to Geef. That's fair. I realize now it's been almost a year that I've had the boy. I think. I got him when I went to Otakuthon, which was like July. I guess yeah. We're still a little bit away, but it's close. In a few months, I think my son will be a year old. Geef Day. Happy Geef Day. I forget when that actual convention was now. I gotta look that up. It's almost a year since the Geefster? Yeah. Because when was that? It was this con in Montreal that I went to, and there was a Grand Blue tournament there, and I won it, and I got these little point redeems, and I was able to get Geef with it. But I forget when exactly that was. I think it was like in late July-ish. I'll look it up. I need to know when Geef Day is. Do you ever host lobby matches for SF, or have I been gaslighting myself? No. I've been trying to get on the ranked grind, but that could be fun at some point. Yeah, I think we got to start doing more a bigger variety of stuff for Street Fighter would definitely be fun. Obviously, we tried the wall brawls for a bit. That people weren't really super interested, which is fine. Not yet, anyway. Well, not enough people were super interested, I guess, is a better way to say that. But yes, I believe you have been gaslighting yourself. But yeah, doing like more varied kind of stuff like that would be fun eventually, certainly. Bonk. It's okay, a little bit of self-gaslighting. I mean, better you gaslight yourself than anyone else does, right? Bonk. Let's unburn out the Ryu here, by the way, just for general training mode reasons. All right, let's hop back in here. A new day. Same knee ban, or at least again, yeah, like not like a entire ban, but like I gotta give myself a really good reason to use that move. Still trying to work on making sure that we don't, we're sticking out crouch light punches, stand light kicks, things like that when we're trying to defend ourselves, more so than crouch light kick, the 4-frame, because while it is our fastest button, it can certainly whiff and cause us problems unless they're right in our face. Oh right, yes, so true, best. Out. And then also making sure that, if we ever find ourselves with a sizable lead... Oh, wow. Yeah, damn. Fair enough. If we ever find ourselves with a sizable lead, that we don't just, play like a panicked, cornered animal and throw it away when we are very clearly at advantage. Drive reversals? Fair. Gotta respect that guy at this point. Oh, wait. Is that button plus? I would imagine the answer is no. I was gonna say guard button check fail, but obviously there is no such thing. I just didn't block the cross up in time. Oh, that held me in place for longer than I thought. Fair enough. Yep, fair enough. Just sat there and watched the portals kill me. Hope to drop Elena news sometime soon. She should be she is the next... No, she's the... Is she next? I guess so, right? Yeah, because Season 3 should also be approaching, right? It should probably drop with her, kind of the same way that Season 2 dropped with Akuma. That's unfortunate. Oh, neat. Get grabbed. Alright. Gotta stay on Mr. Petrovich. Gotta look out for potential drive reversals. Oh, I thought that, for example, right there was gonna be one. That's not good. I don't know what happened with the health stab, but I did it too late. It didn't link. Level 3. I guess that's... Oh, yeah, because that burns me out. Yeah, which is just a nightmare scenario. Did she drop in melee like Akuma did? Yeah. What's going on, Fox? Okay, well. Yeah. This is quite miserable, being burnt out against this JP guy. Certainly. Yeah. I mean... you know... It was nice knowing you. Yeah, it's the level 3 there was really quick. It's like burning out against this guy is such a death sentence that yeah, being on that low drive gauge when we got hit was very unfortunate. But to be fair, we got hit there out of a misinput, right? So could have been. Oh, okay. I thought I was gonna be able to get past that in time. Whoa, he didn't cross me up. I thought he did. Oh, tried to parry that on reaction to him going there, but I did not fast enough. I'll get punish counter thrown into a combo? No, not quite. So that's good. Oh, so that is plus, looks like. Okay. Fair enough. Oh. Slight chance to. Get the portals out of there. I mean, slight chance. Oh, I tried to smack him out of the air with like a chop right there, but I guess it was too late. I had to wait for the side correct. Burnout Zangief against JP is a 9-1 matchup, something like that. Burning out against JP in general is just nightmarish, but yeah, Geef especially has really nothing he can do at that point. That's why I was very clever of that JP to level 3 me like that when he did. Okay. I thought he was gonna... I keep trying to bait a potential drive reversal. That works too. Oh, okay. I was hoping that he would jump and we could do something funny, but... Okay. Yeah, you can walk forward slightly when you block a spike. That's about as far as it goes, right? If he puts a portal down, you can try and get like a lot of distance on him, depending on how brave you're feeling. You can even drive rush him then down back. If you block a spike, you can walk forward a little bit. After you block it, if you block a ghost, that shit is just, you know, you hold that. That is not your turn. Yeah, when he puts the portals down, that's a potential opportunity to get quite a bit of distance on him. Thought he was gonna drive reversal there, maybe. Thought he was going to do it again right there. And, oh, respecting the potential of a drive reversal quite a bit. Let's keep him in the corner. Mr. Petrovich. Okay, I am almighty. Maybe putting myself on that low of drive gauge, actually, again, because we're fighting JP, is just not such a clever idea, but it's fine. It works out. Works out. But yeah, like right there, you know, if he had gotten a hit into CA, again, right, he burns me out, and then it doesn't really matter how far ahead we were at the beginning. Very easy for us to die from that point. So, that EXSPD was actually a misplay, I would argue. Sure. Maybe drive rushing at him is a little too bold. I honestly thought that was going to pop. I did not think he had the time to do that. Yeah, we can walk a little further than we would, you know, with a spike involved. Alright. But drive rushing at him, he can just go there and then, you know, send us to hell. Good anti-air. And he burned himself out. That could be worse for us. Yeah, again, drive rushing at him. Maybe a little bold. Amnesia. Oh, God. Nice. I tried to heavy punch, but the spike obviously it's low enough to get around the armor. Let's hit the funny. Fair enough. Good trade for us. In the grand scheme of things. Nice. But we don't have to drive rush after that to get mixed, necessarily. Whoo! You say idiot? That's just rude. Well, this is bad, because we're back at full screen again. Yeah. At least, you know, it was delayed enough he couldn't really get a combo off it. Sure. He's out of range of that. Even if he hadn't jumped. Sure. I've been baited. Oh, that reached me. I don't know why I thought I was out of... Yeah, I'm dead as hell. Oh, I should have been. At least. That breaks armor, right? It's a super. Yeah. I don't know why I thought I could, like, panic DI out of that. Yep. I don't know why I thought I was out of his anti-air range. That heavy kick is really big, right? It's not like a directly vertical thing. All right, honestly, okay. That goes. I think we did that fine. All things considered, JP is pretty tough for Geef, right? Definitely a couple of drive gauge misplays, right? Have to be a little bit more careful in general surrounding the portals. It is like that is the biggest gap in the zoning, but I don't think drive rushing at him is reasonable. Right? We can just walk forward like several steps instead, because then we also maintain our ability to block that whole time. Get away from him. Okay. Okay, we'll get thrown in the mid-screen. No problem with that whatsoever. This game is very ready to air me, so that's understandable. That's fine. I'll get my shit rocked in the corner there. I think that's still... She's still plus there. She might be, understandable. There you go. Oh, sure. That burns her out, at the very least. No, ma'am. Nice. Oh, I tried to get the health stab into level 2 right there. No such luck. Oh, baby. We're fine. Oh, yep. She doesn't get Oki off that, especially without Drive Rush. JP has always been a polarizing matchup in SF6. Either your character struggles or you steamroll him. Who steamrolls JP? Maybe this lady right here? So she can just, like... His ghosts, if you're fast enough, you can just run through the ghosts, right? Pretty easily. Like, their hitbox is not active right away. Could happen to you, could happen to anyone. Dhalsim is legit a hard counter. That I can believe, yeah. Unfortunately, I was busy yesterday. I had the Able grind going. Alright. We got to promos a couple times. Didn't quite close it out, but it's fine. In the grand scheme of things, I think it was pretty good. No, man. Kimberly vaguely feels like a Pixie character. It's like definitely the... it's the design family that she belongs to, certainly. Oh, heavy punch. I didn't hold the armor for long enough. Nice. We should have tried to level 1 right there. It's a pretty good option select against that. It doesn't beat her. If she does nothing, then we die, but it's unlikely that she does nothing right there. Let's just say. Yeah, pretty plus. We can... Oh, reset. Sort of true. But I guess you might as well match there. Because, like... Oh, I didn't hold heavy punch for long enough. That's horrible news. Over. Yeah, sure. We're not dead. She's certainly hitting harder now with her level 3 buff up. Honestly thought she would reversal there. Oh, neat. Bad habit. Okay. She's not dead. It's close, but she's not dead. Yeah, there's like a zoner ladder, right? JP beats Guile and Dhalsim beats JP. I think Guile might beat Dhalsim. Nice. Keep it simple. Good shit. What's going on with us? Hello. Gonna just jump at her. Oh, I was trying to buffer a Borscht right there. I did not successfully. If she's fast enough to get Oki off that mid-screen throw, her drive rush has enough juice to it. Okay. Okay, not the world's greatest punish, but we kind of turned it into the world's greatest punish with a little bit of robbery tech. That was a good knee, okay? I'm not too mad about that. Like, that knee was very intentional. Again, Oh, ready again. I probably should just jump anyway, because I think the non-command grab version of that just combos, right? Oh, yeah. Yep. Probably should have died on multiple of those hits, because you can combo off that overhead, right? This baseline. So probably should have died off many of those hits, but we're fine. She wasn't respecting level 3. She actually, so there was like 3 times that she jumped it earlier, which is why I let it rip right there. Because I figured she, at a certain point, they're going to commit to actually trying to run some offense, right? So I guessed, and I guessed correctly, luckily. Wait! Okay, I'll get thrown. That's fine. Yep, she's been rewarded for going for Oki there every single time, so even though it's a pretty risky place to use level 3, I mean, I was like 90% confident that I was going to kill the Kimberly if I did that, right? Throughout the set, when she gets the throws in the mid-screen, she's been able to get the Okizeme afterwards every single time without fail, so. Dead? Oh yeah, for sure. Full drive gauge is 45% health. Every drive bar is 7.5%, every block, right? So it's 7.5. So on a normal character, it's 750, 1500, 2250, 3000, 3750, 4500, right? For the full drive. So she was right at like the full drive bars right there. And Geef level 3 does 4800, right? So she was dead by like a little bit of leeway there too. She could have had a little bit more health and still been dead. Got a 13 win streak yesterday, shot from Plat 5 to Diamond 3, and woo boy, I am not prepared. Yeah, because they got win streaks in Plat and Diamond now, right? If you get a 10 win streak, you get like 500 LP or something like that. You get like 10, like the 10 win streak, you already won 10 matches, and it gives you another 10 wins worth of LP, basically. So it like you get slingshotted, right? Do you keep getting it? Like if you like you win the 10th game, you get that 500 LP. When you win 11, you get 500 again? Like the longer you maintain that win streak, it just gets like insane? Or is that not how that works? Also, hello, JP. 1,000 LP. Oh my god, for every win after 9? Yeah, that's crazy. They have win streaks in Plat and Diamond now, or is this during my climb at launch? Yeah, I mean, it's good because I think it removes, like, streamers, for example, that want to make videos getting Elena to master or something. They can, like, do that real quick, like. Yep. Good hedge against JP players. They tend to like to jump after Amnesia, since they think they're safe from anti-airs because of the fellows protecting them. Ah!
Very well.
Yo, Midnight, thank you for the $10.
A lot of discourse over fighting games becoming too easy / alienating older fans, and was curious on your thoughts. This recent wave was started by dash macros, and if games should have them.
I mean, I'll tell you that. Oh, we can definitely do a whole video about this. Actually, I'm kind of. It's an interesting idea, right? If it's not clear by how much I seem to be enjoying the new fighting games, I don't feel, I mean, I'm not like an old head, right? If anything, I'm a new, like, I guess I count as like probably a newer gen fighting game player, right? Started playing fighting games like 2017. But I personally have no problem with games becoming, because, usually, when people say too easy, as if the skill floor gets lowered, but the skill ceiling is still satisfyingly high, then I don't really mind it, right? Oh, nice command grab. We can talk about that in a second, though, certainly. But thank you very much, Midnight. I appreciate the generosity right there. We'll make a, one, because you gave me $10, and two, because I think it actually is an interesting topic. We can certainly make like a whole video about that in a second. Have like a 20-minute conversation on it. I didn't think you would do that again. Okay. No, sir. Oh, I could have. I could only borched him with the OD right there. Oh! That's supposed to be level 2, which I think he was out of the range of anyway, but it's fine. Okay. Makes sense, though, given you don't want someone smurfing by accident. Yeah. I like the, again, that win streak in Plat and Diamond, like, exactly, like, when Diaphone does his, like, Elena to Master speedrun, he'll be out of the ranked queue in, like, 30 minutes or something like that, which is good. Because he shouldn't be there, right? He's, like, all the poor, like, Plats and Diamonds, stuff like that, is gonna be getting their shit rocked by all, like, it's not just him, right? There's gonna be a lot, even, whether they're content creators or not. There's lots of people who are, like, on the first day of a DLC or something like that. They're just like, they're getting them to master, they're obviously way too good to be in that bracket, and they just beat the shit out of all of the poor people who actually deserve to be there. So it gets people who don't deserve, like, it gets people to their the correct rank for them faster, which I think is honestly the goal of any ranked matchmaking system, right? Is to get you fighting people of your skill level as soon as possible. So, I have absolutely no problem with them adding, because, like, it's not like anyone, just any old guy is gonna get those win streaks, right? You do have to, a 10 win streak is not exactly something you just fall into. Like, you have to be significantly better than the people you're playing. I have no issues with dash macros, whether they're in games or not. Yeah, I forget to use them anyhow. I certainly use the dash macro in Grand Blue basically all the time. But yeah, we'll talk about it in a little bit more depth here after maybe the set with the JP, or one more set perhaps. Just so I can get a nice, like, 20-ish minute Street Fighter 6 ranked video here, and then we can certainly talk about that in, significantly more depth. I thought he was gonna Amnesia. I was wrong. Oh my! The whiff punish with drive impact? What the fuck? New level footsies. I'm just matching level 3 here in case he accidentally leaves a gap, which he doesn't. Oh, he kind of did. If I had continued, committed to that match, it would have been much better. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, nice. Nice. Okay. I should have committed to the butter churn. Only qualms I have against modern fighting games is how they go about making motions easier. I think Granblue does it well, but 2xko getting rid of it entirely for only a skill button is too far. I have my thoughts on that actually as well. I think we can talk about it, again, we'll talk about it in more detail in just a second here, but that's a high-level whiff punish with DI. You know, it makes... Problem has occurred during the match. Matchmaking will be restricted if too many errors are detected in a short period of time. What? This isn't Steam maintenance yet, right? That just didn't... That has failed to match me with that person. Curious. Sure. I mean, that JP, that was a scary boy, certainly. Bro didn't want to play the Geef mirror. That was so fast, though, right? He, like, saw Geef and, like, immediately plugged. He's insane. Like, that's a reaction check, man. Like, he had his hand on the Ethernet cord if he did that. I don't think that was intentional, right? That had to be, like, an actual connection problem, I would imagine. Howdy, y'all. What's up? Doing well, Con. Hope you are as well. You know what? Yeah, I really wish I was better at the goddamn L-Stab level 1, man. Like, I feel like it would be so good. Like, I'll get so much more damage off, like, so, you know, different things in the mid-screen and shit like that. But it's just... This shit is so ass, man. It's, like, impossible. What's up, Con? Also, what's up, Bricks? Going on, Raz? Yeah, I just can't do it. Didn't mean to hijack the Geef stream today. No, absolutely. I mean, you know, we're at the end of the day, we're talking fighting games here. We can talk in the context of Street Fighter 6 as well, just to make it a, because like Street Fighter 6 certainly has a lot of examples of that too, right? We can compare it to things like Granblue or 2xko or what have you, right? We can certainly talk about it a little bit more detail, which we will do in just a second here. But hold on, just give me one. I wish. Like, I know, so they gave us headbutt into crouch medium punch like this, right? And the idea behind that is even on regular hits, you can do this, which makes it a lot easier to do like this into level 2 grounded, right? Whereas before you would have had to do headbutt hell stab level 2. That's great. I almost wish... thank you. I like Brick yapping. He's good at it. Thank you very much. Appreciate the kind words. And yeah, again, thank you for the $10 there, Midnight. Very generous of you. But I almost wish, like, if they could give us, you know, like in the air, if they could change how like the little launch on crouch medium punch worked. So like, say for example, you know, like right now, if I do this, right? And then I try to go into level 1, like I think with him doing that little, I meant to actually get crouch medium punch there. Listen, I'm not good at the double quarter circles regardless, but it is easier out of crouch medium punch than it is out of hell stab, certainly. Is what I would say. If I could do it? Am I stupid? I might be stupid. There you go. Like this doesn't work, right? It would be nice if they like changed the air juggle on this. So like basically the exact same thing. Like you wouldn't, you know, it would still be a little bit more damage to go hell stab level 1. But if you didn't want to, like if you're a little baby scrub like I am, you could do crouch medium punch into level 1 for some of that stuff. Is this from the patch today? No, the patch today was it was a small thing. It's all maintenance, right? That purple looks pretty good in the game, yeah. You know, like nothing mechanical I don't think changed. I'm just talking like I wish. You know, because they did the headbutt into that. This is from like the Terry patch. It's when they like removed the jump cancel SPD. I think it's been a while, right? But I was saying like they did that because you know doing this is easier than doing hell stab. Oh, hell stab level 2, which I just fat fingered into. Yeah, there you go. Hell stab level 2 is harder than crouch medium punch level 2, right? Just because you know going down and using that as the start for like a double quarter circle is simpler than going down forward and going, right? So they did that for the grounded combo, but you can't go like this into level 1, right? And I almost wish they would change that. I don't know if that'd be like a huge... Zangief does not need a power level increase, right? But I do think it would just be like a nice quality of life change. It would make some combos easier to hit. I mean, I guess that also kind of fits into what we're going to talk about now. Let's talk about that actually, because I am curious to hear people's thoughts on this as well. I'm so glad that Jerry can buffer a quarter circle back into another quarter circle back to confirm level 3 after a Fuha stock. Carried character. Jerry's got a lot of nice stuff, certainly. $1 million character. There are only $2 million characters in Street Fighter 6, right? There's Jerry and there's JP. And if I mean JP's like a $1.5 million character because Kakaru won Gamers 8 with his ass too, right? So yeah, let's talk about this. Do I want to bring up? Are there any like images or videos or actual games that I want to bring up? This guy doesn't need it, doesn't mean I don't want it. Make my boy murder. He's murdering pretty hard. I would say Geef is high tier. Some people would already disagree with that and they'd say he's top tier, right? Geef, of all of the grapplers that I've played, like he's, you know, this is a really strong grappler, right? He's okay. He's like he already murders pretty fucking hard. Hold on, I could bring up like Granblue or something like that. Murder harder, fair enough. I don't think we need necessarily any like visual aids to talk about that or anything, do we? Kakuru won Capcom Cup because he was goaded by his wife. She literally said, "Do it, no balls." Yeah, and on JP, not on that bitch Mai. Tell that bitch she can have you. Yeah, I guess if need be, I'll open things up midway or something like that, right? But yeah, we can talk about it. What are we discussing? So basically, Midnight he said, been seeing a lot of discourse over fighting games. I'm just gonna start the video and I'm gonna read this out as the first thing here because it's a good summary of the topic. So yeah, Midnight said, been seeing a lot of discourse over fighting games becoming too easy / alienating older fans, and was curious on your thoughts. This recent wave was started by dash macros and if games should have them. He also followed up and he said, the only qualms I have against modern fighting games is how they go about making motions easier. I think Granblue does it well, with 2x KO, 2-ko Salamanca, getting rid of it entirely for only a skill button is too far. So that's kind of two separate ideas. We sort of talk about them in a little bit more detail, right? But with the idea of fighting games getting too easy and alienating older fans, right? I gotta preface this with one thing, and that namely is that I am not an older fan, right? I maybe compared to like some people who like their first fighting game ever was like Granblue Fantasy vs Rising, right? So like they started playing fighting games in like 2024, but by and large, I am very much more of like I'm more of that like still that newer generation of fighting game players. Like everyone played I played like Tekken 4 on my PlayStation 2 when I was like 6 or whatever the hell, right? Sure, but like the first fighting game that I played with any amount of actual like thought going into, hey, this is a fighting game, I want to get better, I want to learn, I want to like engage with this on a deep level, was probably Dragon Ball FighterZ in 2017, right? So again, preface to say that I am not an older fighting game fan. I am not the kind of person who is quote-unquote being alienated by how modern fighting games are changing, right? Like, I mean, Dragon Ball FighterZ as my first fighting game, that had auto combos, right? It's got it's got dash macros, it's got pretty easy combo execution. Everyone's only got quarter circles, right? Like even compared to some of the more modern fighting games, things in Dragon Ball FighterZ are very, very streamlined and simplified as far as like some of the stuff that is traditionally difficult about fighting games, right? With that in mind, with that preface out of the way, this is just a gatekeeper mentality, right? I'm gonna be honest with you. Me personally, if like I understand if maybe you're like there were certain like one frame links being all over the place, something like that, like it gave like a skill expression that I enjoyed or something, like they gave like a flavor to those old games that is maybe like not as present, or I mean some people would say completely missing, but I think that's actually just factually incorrect. Granblue Fantasy vs Rising has one frame links for BMBs for some characters, right? It's just that you have to go searching out for like the really technically deep characters, and there are certainly many who are very simple, right? And Granblue's a very like beginner friendly game, but yeah, maybe it's like it's less present, so you're unhappy about that or something like that. I can understand that point. Everyone has their preferences. I'm not going to tell anyone that like their opinion is incorrect, right? However, if you think that it's like just generally like objectively a bad trajectory that fighting games are going in, I think it is just a gatekeeping mentality, right? And the big reason for that is that most of the ways that fighting games are getting easier, quote unquote, Midnight mentions dash macros here, for example, it really is just, it's lowering the skill, or it's raising the skill floor, right? It just means that, someone who is newer to the games is going to be better at them. Right. Aren't people complaining about fighters as much, I'm assuming, because of how high the ceiling got for combos? Maybe, yeah. So, and good that you mentioned it there, right? Because again, a lot of these things, Granblue having simple inputs, right? Your dash macros, combo execution being lowered, things like that. A lot of it is realistically, right? It's making it so if you are completely new to fighting games, you can do cooler shit, right? At the end of the day, the thing that makes you good at fighting games, usually, with some exceptions of games where like the technical execution is the entire thing, sure. Even in those, by the way, that's like, it's more emphasized. But the thing that makes people good at fighting games is not how consistently they can hit X or Y or Z combo, even in games with like some more difficult combo execution, right? Even in like, some of the older Guilty Gears, even in, Strive still has some pretty tough stuff, though, again, simplified compared to older Guilty Gears. You would find people who had like really bad combo execution for being at a professional level, and they would still like do all right, because the decision making, the conditioning, the reading your opponent, the picking up on their habits, things like this are like really difficult to remove from fighting games. And by and large, they have not been, right? If like the worry, the fear, I believe, is that it's not raising the skill floor, but rather lowering the skill ceiling, right? And I sort of fundamentally disagree with the idea that that's happening at all, right? A lot of these games have a lot of hidden complexity that beginners don't even know about, right? Even with all these simplifications. A concrete example of this, right, is, you know, Granblue. We talk about Granblue, we'll talk about Street Fighter 6 as well, but like Granblue is, by all intents and purposes, a very simple game from the outset, right? And you might even argue that like some of the system mechanics have genuinely, like you could make an argument they've like genuinely removed some sort of depth, right? It's like you and like when I say depth, I don't mean like technical execution. I mean like literally, you know, the conditioning, the reads, the RPS, like the core of what it is to be a solid, strong fighting game player has been lessened by things like, you know, you could say that neutral has been de-emphasized in Granblue because of how strong 6XL is as a neutral skip option, right? Or that like defense and, you know, the risk reward and calculating your options, picking the correct options on defense have been de-emphasized by the fact that Brave counter is so strong, right? And to an extent, you would be correct in that, you know, Brave counter, for example, was too good for most of the game's lifespan, right? Would it be lowering the skill floor, making these things easier? I'm not saying it is a bad thing, just wanted to clarify. Well, I mean, when I say lowering the skill floor, I mean making the worst you can be at the fighting game better. But yeah, so there's an argument that, yeah, if those mechanics are way too strong, then sure, yes, maybe it doesn't, at some point, you know, does not matter how good you are at neutral or footsies or spacing or whiff punishing or reading your opponent's habits or whatever, if, you know, you can Brave counter or you can 6XL and go through it. But even with that in mind, even before those system mechanics got nerfed, right, it's not like you could just, it's not like people were just winning off the system mechanics alone. And it's not like even someone who was okay at the game, right, release Granblue, right? Where 6XL was at its most belligerent, Brave counter was at its most belligerent, right? Even people who were like, you know, intermediate masters, which is already, you're talking like top 3-4% of the player base, right? Even like intermediate level masters would get washed 9 times out of 10 by like the actually really strong players, right? And that's not even talking, and again, that's like, you're talking person who, on a wider scope, right? Person who is really good at the game versus person who is really, really, really good at the game. And even then, there is a big enough gap that, like, you know, people would get, if you, you know, I mean, I wasn't an intermediate level master on Granblue release, right? Like, you would see, like, you know, first to 10s of, like, tournament level players versus just guys who were pretty good at the video game, and it will be, like, 10-4, 10-2, 10-3, right? It will be stomps. It will be complete, like just get completely fucked on. And that was when you had, quote-unquote, like, the most things that could potentially have lowered the skill ceiling of the game in one of the conceptually simplest fighting games ever released, right? In Granblue Fantasy vs. Rising. So, again, I really think that you can't, since the main thing that makes fighting games difficult, the main thing that rewards player skill is the mental game of fighting games, it's really difficult to actually just remove that in any way, shape, or form. Because even if you add really strong options, right? Even if you add really strong universal neutral skip options or defensive options or what have you, that all that does is it basically refactors the risk-reward equation that people are doing in their heads, right? And yes, sometimes things can be so over-centralizing that they make the game maybe boring to play, right? That's a whole other factor, right? That's a whole other factor, where, like, if this option is so good that the whole game revolves around it, like how defense worked with Brave counter in Granblue, right? If the option is so good that, like, all defense and all defensive interactions and all offensive interactions just revolve around it and how to stop it, that might make the game more boring. Yes, that's one thing, but it does not at all change how much better a actual strong player is going to be around playing around that option compared to someone who is more intermediate or, you know, God forbid, a complete beginner, right? So my thoughts in general, Midnight, I think, are that I think by and large, it is people who grew up with something who they loved and they cared about, and they watched it change, and maybe some of the things that changed about it are things that they cared deeply about that are no longer quite, you know, there. Like, I can understand, for example, that maybe, you know, there was some Potemkin getting his Kara cancels taken away in Guilty Gear is a great example of this, right? I can understand, for example, that it's like I spent all of these times labbing these like Kara backward Mega Fists combos, something like that, or even Geef, right? Geef getting his jump cancel SPD stuff taken away, right? Like maybe you think that it's, you know, this was something that I spent a lot of time labbing. This was like skill expression. It separated like really good Geefs from really bad Geefs, right? Like it was something that only higher level Geefs could do consistently without like you know, fucking it up and getting this like counter hit on their wake up or what have you, right? They could actually use as a serious defensive option. And then, you know, when the devs remove stuff like that, now to be fair, the Street Fighter 6 devs did not remove jump cancel SPD to make the game easier. They removed it to buff throws because they want throw loops to be very strong in this game. It's one of the big reasons that I'm not entirely sure they're going away in Season 3. Maybe, I hope so. But like, you know, maybe not. Like, it seems to not really align with what the devs are going for right now. But that aside, I can understand being like, I like that. You removed that. I like this game less now, right? Again, personal preference and the things that you enjoy and like the feeling of, you know, working really hard at something and then being rewarded for it is kind of the entire reason that a lot of people play fighting games in the first place, at least the ones who get very dedicated and passionate, is that this is one of the genres of all video game genres. This is one of the ones that rewards your ability to, rewards the time you put into it and your ability to stay dedicated and to practice and to improve. This genre rewards that more directly and more visually and more clearly than almost any other genre in video game, right? And that there's and that feels it's amplified when there's all of these tiny little complexities that would not even be available to a beginner to even think about, let alone learn how to adjust to, right? Like when there's all these tiny little edge cases and things like this, right? So I can understand if you personally have less fun with a game that has that is a little bit less, I guess, nuanced like that, a little bit less nook and crannied like that, right? But I don't think it makes it an inherently weaker fighting game, because again, I'm repeating myself a little bit here. Doesn't all the character reworks have to be damn near perfect to be acceptable with minimal backlash? Like to say Pot's rework wasn't good. Yeah, I mean, again, people don't like change, is what it is, right? People don't like the thing that they got used to changing, right? So two things can be equally, like, objectively, if there's no objective viewpoints, right? But hypothetically, two things can be equally good, and one person hates it and one person loves it, right? So there's a couple. Let me just to sort of restructure or to structure what I'm saying a little bit more properly here, because I'm kind of jumping all over the place. So there's, I think, 3 reasons that I disagree with this. That disagree with the idea that the direction modern fighting games are going and that they're making a lot of things that traditionally were a little bit more obtuse easier to use. I don't think that's a bad thing. Because, one, I feel like it's making bad players better, sure, but it is still not making them anywhere near as good as people who actually put time and effort into the fighting game, right? So again, it is raising the skill floor, it is making bad players better at the game than they were, but it is not lowering the skill ceiling, almost ever, right? Because that mental aspect of fighting games is really hard to patch out. Now, if it makes a fighting game not quite as much of your cup of tea, if you don't like the idea of like universal system mechanics, something like that, fine. But it doesn't make the fighting game any easier to get really, really good at, right? Number 2, I actually also think that it's kind of making fighting games more accessible is a good thing, right? Because and it's a good thing, not just for the genre, and we want more sales, and we want devs to have more money so they can make better games, or what have you. It's also a good thing because games with bigger player bases have a stronger competitive scene, right? I think it is, you could maybe find some exceptions, but in general, if a game has 2 million people playing it, it is a lot harder to be the best person in the world at that game than a game that has 10,000 people playing it, right? So even for the sake of pushing the community, things getting discovered, people competing and rising to the top, right? Games becoming more accessible and fighting games as a genre growing and having more exposure, right, is going to be something that is going to inevitably lead to more competition. And more competition means eventually, at the highest level, a higher level of competition, in my opinion. Right? So we're not, even to begin with, we're not really losing skill ceiling. Because again, I still don't think, like, you know, some really fucked up like combo that you know has like 7 1-frame links in it or something like that. Sure, it's cool, but like I don't think that usually even like in those games that have them, right, the best players in the world are not the ones who are hitting that shit all the time, right? The reason I see people say making the games more approachable is bad is that they're trying to pull in people that will play a week and then never again. I think that's a big worry. I think if that is not, well, that's obviously not the goal, right? The goal is to trick people into eating their vegetables and then hold them there, right? Like, yes, maybe some people are going to check out the game and they'll be like, it's not really for me, right? But the goal is very much to get people in there, right? Get people involved, and then hopefully they like the game enough that they actually convert it into full-time, like, players, right? They don't end up trying it for a week and then leaving. That is the inevitable result of trying to get anyone into anything is it's just not going to click for some people, right? But what you're trying to do is, no matter how easy or hard the game is, if someone chooses to interact with it, for some people, it's just not going to work. It's just not going to click, right? They're not going to have a good time. So there's really nothing we can do about that except try and make a game that is as fun as possible, so that when people do try it, they don't just stay for a week and then leave, right? And one of the ways to do that is to lower the barriers to entry, right? But again, lowering the barrier, I know I'm repeating myself a lot, but so, I feel like I'm sometimes rephrasing things in different ways can sort of help convince people who might have different ideas, right? Lowering the barrier to entry does not mean, again, lowering the maximum possible skill at something, right? Anyone can get on a starting line and run, right? Like a lot of like physical sports have the lowest possible barrier to entry you could imagine, right? Well, I mean, I guess you could argue that trainers and things like that, there's like economic reasons, surely, right? Fair enough. But, bear with me for a second. A lot of things have very low barriers to entry, and it's not like everyone is just running around being fucking gods at them, and there's no difference between the best in the world and some random hobbyist, right? So I think, if anything, making the games more approachable lessens the amount of people who are going to pick up the game for a week and never try it again. Because some people, you can convince them to try, like they finally pick up some Street Fighter 4 or something like that, and it's too difficult for them. You can call them a baby, whatever. They can't get into the point where they feel like they are doing cool, fun things in the fighting game that quickly, right? It just kind of feels like they don't really know how to move around the screen. They're kind of bumbling about. It's not super comfortable, and then they burn off of it, right? Give that exact same person modern controls, right? And suddenly, even someone, they can immediately get to the point where it feels like they're doing fun, cool shit, right? Like, do you think the devs are trying to kill the genre? Why does Dragon Ball FighterZ have auto combos, right? Why does Street Fighter 6 have modern controls? Why does Grand Blue have simple inputs? Do you think that the devs just don't like the fighting game genre and they're trying to kill it? No, it's because things like that, which, by the way, right, rarely are, those end up being, wow, like Dragon Ball actually had a big auto combo problem for most of its life, actually. But even still, right, it's not like this person knows how to do an auto combo. Now they're so fucking good at the video game. All it does is make it so that those new players can immediately get in, start matching a button on Goku, and Goku does some cool shit, ends it in a Kamehameha, and they're like, yo, this game's kind of OD. And they play it for a little bit longer, right? So, again, I kind of fundamentally, like, the fundamental idea behind this, I feel like making the games more approachable doesn't affect high-level play almost at all, right? You could argue that, again, at a certain point, maybe. I want to say you can argue that is because I don't want to be like fully hardline on anything, right? But even then, I mean, people will complain about Street Fighter 6, right? People complain about Street Fighter 6 being like a coin flip game, and damage is too high, and corner carry is too high, and you get hit once and you lose, and it makes it so volatile and things like that, and how like the better player doesn't always win or something, and yet, I mean, it seems like the skill is pretty fucking clearly stratified to me, right? You don't have like people who are consistently performing better in tournaments are the good players, right? Like there are names, it's not like some random dude is winning winning TNS every week, or getting into the Capcom Pro Tour or something like that. Like the 16 people who were in, or like the 32 people who were in Capcom Cup, right? Were you really surprised by any of them? I mean, some of them were maybe from regions you didn't know, but they were the best players in those regions, right? So even, this game has been maligned for, drive rush and, things being too easy, and there's not, and the buffer window is too big, and there's no combo execution and all of that. And there's like scrubby mechanics and whatever. And yet the better player seems to win a whole lot of the fucking time. No? So like, I don't really see at all how they're related in any way, shape, or form. There's a Reddit thread a while ago where parents trying to say that their kids got into the game with modern controls, and a lot of them kept with it solely because of that. Exactly, right? And some kids aged like 10 or so are picking up classic controls because they wanted to improve and use all the tools. Yes. Right? Now, again, yes, it is important to make sure that those, it is important to make sure that those tools that allow people to get into the game easily are not also the optimal way to play the video game. Because we do want, at the end of the day, we do still want to reward time invested into the game, right? But like, modern controls are, there was some talk for a little bit there. I know Japan still feels like they're definitely a much bigger fan of modern than the West is. But like, modern is not, at the very least, it is not obviously better than classic, right? there are still many benefits to Classic. It varies very much like character to character. Some characters get a lot more value out of Modern than others. Some characters are, you know, like charged characters and shit, like Modern Blanco or Modern Guile or something. You're basically just inting yourself, right? So it really depends. I saw someone say that fighting games are becoming too RPS focused, and people should go play rock, paper, scissors instead. I have big concerns that the person doesn't know what RPS stands for. Maybe this is my modern fighting game player brain rot brain, but like, everything is, the only way to not make fighting games RPS is to make everything reactable, right? Like even your, footsies, right? You know the game footsies, where it's like you're playing the exact same character, right? You're playing the exact same character, and any one hit you find in neutral kills the guy, right? Even then, it's RPS, man, because the neutral options are unreactable. That is like the most honest vanilla fighting game experience you could possibly imagine. You can either play reactive, you can play preemptive, or you can play in a way that beats someone who's playing reactive, right? Preemptive beats reactive. You can play anti-reactive, and then reactive preemptive loses to reactive. Reactive beats preemptive. Anti-reactive beats reactive, right? And preemptive beats anti-reactive. So everything's RPS. It's just the genre, right? It's just the genre. Like, fighting games are designed in such a way that they are basically a series of weighted RPS situations, right? Now, the difference is sometimes it's not a 3-way decision. Sometimes it's a 4-way decision. Sometimes it's a 5-way or a 6-way or a 7-way decision. And that gets to be like really interesting decision making. And by the way, those still exist in modern fighting games, right? Reactive, preemptive, bait and punish. Thank you. Anti-reactive, I was missing the word for, but yeah, right? So it's all RPS. Always has been, right? Like, I will say, a lot of these feel a little bit like self-reports, right? A lot of these feel a little bit like self-reports. Like, it's just, you don't really understand what makes people good at fighting games, and therefore you are saying that, now the combo execution has been taken out or something like that. This game is a scrub game for babies, and I'm like, well, it is. A lot of it does smack of just like, people who don't really know what they're talking about having a really strong opinion on something, right? And I don't mean that to be disrespectful necessarily. Right? I think it's a classic. It's very common. There are certainly takes that I have that are influenced by this as well, right? Like, it's very common to get Dunning-Krugered, to think that you know more about something than you actually do, and therefore speak on it with more confidence than you actually do, right? They actually deserve to have on the subject, right? But like, fighting games are becoming too RPS focused. What else are they? What else have they ever been? Right? The only time that fighting games are not RPS focused is when things are reactable, and then it becomes more about mental stack and conditioning, right? It's almost never a proper 50-50 except the first interaction in a match. Yeah. Someone always has an advantage, right? Off topic, but I do genuinely love lecture brick peak background noise. I agree. Without RPS, you have fully reactable. Yeah, and at that point, that's also, by the way, that's viable, right? At that point, fully reactable, then it comes down to mental stack, right? Then it comes down to, you need to have a very diverse range of options. Like, jumping, for example, is a fully reactable option, right? It's a fully reactable option that's been in fighting games since time immemorial because, right, it's reactable, but there are enough other things you're worrying about that sometimes you're gonna miss it, right? So it becomes about reading your opponent and all of this, right? And again, that's at the end of the day, though, that is still, it's still, I'm gonna guess that he's gonna do this, so I'll put it higher on my mental stack, right? So I'm gonna try and react to it better. But then if it turns out that you were wrong, and instead of rock, he picks scissors, then you're left, your mental stack is left, poorly configured, and you might not react to something that otherwise should be fully reactable. So it's all guessing, right? Fighting games fundamentally are guessing games. I don't know if some people, if that's not a fun idea to them, so they don't want to, that's fine. With fighting games, fundamentally, always, since their inception, have been guessing games, right? You are guessing what your opponent is going to do. They're not actual coin flips, because people, like Matthias said, people have habits. People fall into patterns. People can be conditioned. If humans were perfect at being random, if the human brain did not work the way that it does, in which you are very bad at being random, even if you don't think you are, right? Then realistically, fighting games wouldn't be that fun, right? If people couldn't be conditioned, if people acted rationally all the time, fighting games would be boring as fuck, man. But luckily, thank God, we don't live in that world. So even though fighting games are guessing games, they are very engaging because they are guessing games in which you can influence what your opponent is more likely to guess, right? That's, by the way, also why rock, paper, scissors is fun. Like, maybe I'm just an idiot, but also, like, rock, paper, scissors is a fun game that you can play with anyone, and it's kind of fun because there is that inherent bit of trying to, like, bluff them, trying to be like, I'm gonna go rock now, like, saying it verbally and, like, fucking them up. Like, rock, paper, scissors is a fun concept. All we did is we put a bright coat of paint on it, right? We put a bright coat of paint on it. We put shiny anime characters on it. We put different situations where it's actually like it's rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock instead of just rock, paper, scissors. And we called it fighting games, right? And they're fucking fun, right? So the idea that they're becoming too RPS focused doesn't make sense to me, right? Because they always have been. If everything is reactable, the game becomes unfun. Yeah, someone else mentioned For Honor up there too. For Honor had a patch where they sped up nearly every move since everything was reactable. Yeah, I think we can also talk about the fact that, yeah, when you have games like that, guess what? The best option in your game becomes do nothing, which is really boring. At that point, your game's not RPS focused. Congratulations, you have made the worst fighting game ever made, right? You have made a fighting game where the best thing to do is this. Isn't this fucking riveting gameplay? The optimal thing for both players to do is this. Isn't this fun? Are we having fun, guys? Is this like the people who are worried about it being too RPS? Is this what you were looking for? Right? Dragon Ball Legends? Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's a bit of a niche reference. Well, I mean, for a fighting game community anyway. But yeah, exactly, right? Like, is this, when people say fighting games are too RPS focused, is this what they want them to be instead? Is this what they would find fun? Because it's a little hyperbolic, but like, there really are only two options. Either you have unreactable options in your fighting game, in which case it's RPS focused, or you don't, in which case it's this. Oh, not that. It's this, right? In many ways, this whole, I know like this is not, there's not one person who shares all of these ideas, by the way. This is not like one, we've talked about many different gripes with modern fighting games in a single breath here, right? So I understand. I'm not trying to straw man anyone. I'm not trying to say that there's one person who shares literally every single one of these opinions. Maybe, but like it's not a very common thing, right? But it's like going point by point on a lot of complaints I've heard about the design of my modern fighting games and going from there, right? And this is now to mention that honestly, I sort of disagree with the fundamental premise that modern fighting games are simpler in any way, shape, or form. To be completely real with you, right? The resource management in Street Fighter 6, for example, the drive gauge is, I mean, listen, I did not play like I didn't play like Tekken 5, you know what I mean, or like Street Fighter 2 or something like that, right? But the resource management game involved with the drive gauge in Street Fighter 6 is one of the more complicated things that I've ever seen in a fucking video game, right? Street Fighter 6 is a really difficult game to play, to the point that like the best players in the world, like consistently in the heat of the moments, you see them make mistakes that even an intermediate to high level player can go, wait, that's not right? Like he's not supposed to do that, right? But it's just the amount of shit you have to keep track of playing this game is so high, right? That like the best players in the world regularly, right, multiple times per match, make decisions that are like, wait, that's wrong. Right? He could have converted his combo better there. He could have managed his drive gauge better there. Now, of course, it doesn't mean that you're better than them. You have the privilege of sitting back and watching. It's always easier to find mistakes when you're observing, right? But my point is, because of that fact, even worse players can notice that, like, wait, he shouldn't have done that right there, right? Because it's in the heat of the moment with all the different things, because SF6 is a very good combination of, there's lots of stuff that's unreactable, and there's lots of stuff that is reactable, right? Like, this is reactable, right? You can check that. But, like, this is unreactable. Right? This is like pseudo-reactable, right? Like this is reactable, sure, but it's a mental stack thing. That's reactable, right? This is unreactable, right? This is unreactable. Like you know, me doing like walking up and doing that to Shimmy is unreactable, right? The throw tech window is unreactable, right? So there's so many things that are unreactable, in which case you're RPSing and you're trying to guess and read your opponent, and there's so many things that are reactable that if you pay too much attention to trying to like hard read what your opponent's gonna do, right, then you're just going to get hit by reactable shits, right? This is reactable. This is reactable, right? So, because, and at all that time, right, you're thinking about the character, you're thinking about the matchup, you're thinking about your screen position, you're thinking about what tools are best at the screen position, and you have to manage this, like, really important resource that does everything for you, and if you run out of it, you fucking kill yourself, right? Burnout is miserable in this game, and it can turn, like, the most obviously in your favor, you're gonna win round into a very losable round where you just, you know, you lose like 90, you had a 90 to 10 HP lead and you lose, right? It's because of how punishing this is. So this is like modern fighting games personified, I feel like, right? Street Fighter 6 is the biggest, the most popular modern fighting game, right? And it has all the things people don't like about, right? It's got simple inputs, it's got like, for the most part, the combo execution is not very hard outside of some very certain exceptions, right? It's just, you can buffer things for years, right? There's a shit ton of RPS, right? I mean, throw loops in and of themselves. Again, you can not like throw loops, right? I don't like them either. But like, you know, there's a lot of RPS. There's all of this, right? There's like very strong, like this canned powerful options a lot of the cast can do, right? Like crouch, medium, kick, drive rush, or fireball, drive rush, or stuff like that, right? Like it's got all of the stuff. It's got very strong universal system mechanics that you could argue make the game a little bit more homogenous compared to older games, right? And that everyone has a drive rush, right? Everyone has drive rush cancelable normals, stuff like that, right? It's got all of these things. And yet, it is like one of the most complicated fucking fighting games I've ever seen. So, I almost feel like you just point at Street Fighter 6 and go, you're wrong, right? Now again, we've been going at this for 30 minutes, and I've been repeating myself a lot. Also, hello, Suki. It's got feats, which a lot of people dislike. Some people enjoy it a lot. But, drive gauge and its depth was one of the main things kept me playing SF6. Yeah. So I feel like you can almost just, you can point at this. This is modern fighting games, right? Street Fighter 6 is modern fighting games. Like it is the most popular. It is the biggest. It is an inspiration for a lot of like I mean, I have to imagine that Rising looked at what Street Fighter 6 did and went, right? And as time goes forward, this game being the most successful fighting game out right now is going to be an inspiration for a lot of different fighting games. This is modern fighting. There is no more modern fighting game than SF6, right? And it's incredibly fucking complicated, and the skill ceiling is incredibly high. And it is at the same time one of the easiest fighting games to get into in the history of the fucking genre. So what are we talking about? Yes? Is it possible to implement these beginner-friendly mechanics in a way that ruins games? Probably, yeah, for sure, right? It'd be super beginner-friendly to make it so that, you know, there will be no difference. When I say beginner-friendly, I'm saying it in, like, the toxic way of, like, beginner-friendly as in, like, you don't have to put any effort in to win, right? But, you know, if everyone had unreactable moves that did 10,000 damage and therefore one-shot you, then, yeah, you know, it would be super easy to get into the game and win. But that's just not what devs are doing, right? I feel like people are fighting ghosts. Like, they're talking about a fictional, hypothetical, like, dumbed-down fighting game that does not exist, right? Or they're thinking about that demon, that ghost that they would really hate, right? And they are applying that thought to games that currently that exist that don't have those problems. Is the basis of fighting games are too simple nowadays? Yeah, the basis, yeah. Not just, inputs are one dimension of this, right? But no, it's the idea that fighting games in general are being too oversimplified, just alienating older players, right? And I just don't really get it at all, right? I view it personally, I feel like, you know, the modern fighting games that are being released are like some of the best fighting. I mean, again, I'm biased because they are the fighting games that I have primarily spent my time on, right? But like, it's some of the best changes that have ever fucking happened to games, right? Because now, right? Like for example, I'll tell you, it will be the Say-Jam Slam, right? The Say-Jam Slam is probably the best thing that's ever fucking happened to the genre outside of like the devs actually releasing like really good games, right? Like as like an outside of like actual game release thing, like Say-Jam doing that shit. No wonder he fucking won Fighting Game Player of the Year, right? Because like that is maybe the best thing that's happened to the genre ever, right? Because it really was able to like put people's eyes on there, got all these big streamers and the audiences to watch it and be like, wait a second, these games are fun, and these games are not that hard to get into, right? Now, fighting games, you know, like it's not like Street Fighter 4 or something like that was like really tough to get into, impossible, but it was a lot easier for people to have that mindset back in the day. It was a lot harder to make the counter argument to it, right? These games are genuinely very easy to get into, right? Genuinely, while still maintaining all of their complexity. This is just like, you know, again, Street Fighter 6 is not a perfect game, but like this design philosophy of the game is super easy to get into. It's super easy for beginners to start playing and feel cool. And yet, there's an ocean of depth between them and the best players in the world. I really don't. I don't understand any sort of hatred for this at all. Right? It does not track to me in any way, shape, or form. The final thing that I guess I'll say on this, I'll repeat it again, just because I know this can, you know. Personally, if you like the older fighting games more than you like the newer fighting games, that's obviously fine. It's obviously okay, right? And if you feel like you're alienated in that they've changed in ways that have removed things that you really liked, you know, if you really liked, you know, like the evil Ryu like special combo that only worked on Rufus and all the one frame links and shit like that, and that was what fighting games were to you, right? And now it's not there anymore. I mean, that's also totally fair, right? Your opinion is totally valid. But also, even back then, I don't think you knew what the genre actually was, right? I don't think you really got it, right? Because, yeah, I don't know. I've gone in circles on this enough. I'm probably like when I actually make the Brian F combo mentioned, yeah, right? Like the I think it was the Sako combo or something, right? It's like, you know, if that was what fighting games were to you, and now that isn't there anymore, and you're like, well, I guess this whole fucking all these modern games suck. I'm just gonna stick to, like, you know, Guilty Gear Accent Core plus R or something like that. Then, like, by all means, man, right? I'm not gonna yuck your yum, but like, don't yuck my yum, man. I'm a Tekken player looking to get into SF6. Any advice? This is gonna sound like generic, like stupid advice, but like, you know, if you've already played another fighting game, but this applies to you even more, I think, and you'll be fine. Pick a character that looks fun and just get to playing, right? If you want like there are like beginner's guides everywhere for like the resources and stuff like that if you want to understand. But the best way to get into any fighting game, I think, is to not spend too long bogging yourself down in how do I get started the best, and just like get going immediately, right? Find someone who looks fun. You know, based on who you play in Tekken, maybe we can recommend you a character in Street Fighter 6 and go from there, right? But yeah, so the good news, by the way, is that all of those old fighting games, a lot of them, they have like rollback and shit now. They still have like big communities, all of that, so it's fine. You know what your main anti-air button is? Sure, I mean, even then, I feel like when you're first starting out, like, you know, this is Ryu's, let me control Ryu right there. That's Ryu's main anti-air, right? But actually, you can anti-air with this until you get to like Platinum, probably. You can, like, you know, like, I you probably don't even need to, like, have your best anti-air on deck, if anything. Heavy kick? Yeah, this too, right? That works too. Yeah, certainly, right? Like, yeah, you don't have to find like your best anti-air and actually use it consistently. Probably until for a while, right? Anti-air, I guess, yeah, that's one thing, right? In Tekken, jumps don't do anything, right? Jumps are actually pretty good in 2D fighters, right? If you played Tekken 7, you are familiar with Akuma, right? Jack mostly anti-airs with crouching heavy kick, yeah. That one CAC Kami graph that shows rank increasing with average hours, yeah. Are we in maintenance hell? Oh wait, we might be. Just play, yeah. Also, Hallibell, thank you very much for the raid, fellas. Hello. We were just kind of getting over talking about modern fighting games and the idea that a lot of people are not happy with the simplification of them, and they think that it's it's taking the genre in a bad direction. And I was just talking about how I basically kind of entirely disagree, right? But I think at this point we've kind of gotten over the end of it. Right? The last thing I was gonna say again is, like, if you're a really big fan of those old games, man, lots of people still be doing that shit, right? Lots of people, like, you can still play, you know, Guilty Gear Accent Core plus R. People will be playing Third Strike to this fucking day, MVC 2, whatever, right? Someone I watched said that older fighting game players complain because their habits keep it harder for them to keep up with the change from Wii Ball. So let's actually learn this matchup. Yeah, I don't know, right? I'm not going to say that like older fighting game players are like worse at learning the fighting game or something like that. But again, I do think a big part of it is just change, right? I think it's people just don't like change. And that's understandable. But I don't think it makes the games worse, right? If you prefer the old thing, that's okay. Like, this is, you know, I think it's always good to have some cross-genre perspective on this too. Because I feel like sometimes we get a little bit bogged down in our own genre and thinking that fighting games are somehow special, right? But realistically, right? Like, my first Civilization game was Civilization 5, right? Civilization 5. I liked Civ 5, especially with Brave New World and Gods and Kings and all of this, right? I liked Civ 5 a lot. Back when Civ 5 was, like, new, all these, like, Civ 4 boomers were telling me that, like, you know, oh, Civ 4 is way better, and Civ 3 is way better, and stuff like that. And I was like, no, I like Civ 5. And then Civ 6 came out, and I was like, I kind of still like Civ 5 better, right? I kind of like Civ 5 better still. I think I'm just going to keep playing Civ 5, right? But at no point was I like, this Civilization 6 game is, like, pure-ass dog shit horrible. It was more, I was like, this is not for me, right? So I liked the thing that I enjoyed, I kept playing. So I definitely understand the idea of, like, a new thing might just not vibe with you in the same. So it's like Stockholm Syndrome. No, it's not. It's really not Stockholm Syndrome. I think we can be. The Ezio trilogy is still the best parts of Assassin's Creed. Exactly. Again, I don't think we have to be like cynical about it. It's not Stockholm Syndrome. It's not, you know, the thing you are familiar with. Humanity is. We are hardwired. Dark Souls 1 is still the best Dark Souls. Again, humanity is hardwired to not like change, right? And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, right? So if the older shit, like if you know, despite all the nice things I can say about Street Fighter 6 or about Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising or what have you, that's not what Stockholm Syndrome means. It's not Stockholm Syndrome whatsoever, right? But yeah, so like if despite all of that, you're just like, I don't know, man, I just like Street Fighter 4 better. I just like Third Strike better, right? I like like the old Guilty Gears better. You know, I like vanilla Grand Blue better. Whatever you want to say. Totally valid, right? But it's a very different thing to be like, no, actually, these new fighting games are bad, right? I don't like it. Totally valid. This thing sucks. I think you're just objectively incorrect, right? Like the design of these modern fighting games, I think, is very tight and very interesting and very clearly successful in in ways that the genre hasn't really seen before, right? So I'm a very big fan of it. People always try to make subjective arguments into objective arguments. Yeah, right. As someone who learned the more complicated games, this first game, these simpler executions make me go, why didn't we do this earlier? Yeah, again, I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing at all, and I heavily disagree with the idea that modern fighting games are going in a bad direction whatsoever, right? A lot of them, for example, are also more offensively oriented, which some people don't really like. I think that's also kind of okay. Yes, it should be like, there should still be interaction, and the defender should still have, options to stop the offense, but games being more offensively favored is a good thing. Offensive options should always be stronger than defensive options, because if defensive options are too strong, this is the game we're playing, right? And I don't want to play this game. I don't want to play a game where this is the optimal gameplay, right? Maybe you do. Maybe there's something like very strategic about this that really appeals to you, but subjectively, I don't want to play a game where like the best thing to do in neutral is down back, wait for the opponent to be stupid enough to try something, and then kill them for it, right? Like, that's why, if anything, people are really mad about perfect parry in this game. And it's the exact opposite idea, right? Like, it's maybe too strong of a defensive option, right? Like, it's too good, because sometimes you just tap it, and, their turn turns into your turn, just for fun, for no reason at all. Because you just happen to tap parry, right? Yeah, man, anyway, I'm gonna have to cut I've been talking about this for 40 minutes. I'm gonna have to cut this down a lot. If I want to make it into an actual coherent video, but I guess, okay, the last thing I want to talk about, right, because this is its own separate thing, right? But it's still related to this concept, and as long as it never gets Street Fighter 4 3D Edition again, walking forward flash kicks were a mistake. Yeah. People are calling newer games more offensively favored. Older games had tri-jumps and 14-frame overheads and unblockables. What does this mean? Honestly, fair enough, Shatter. I'll take your word on it, right? But yeah, I mean, there is a lot of talk about how these newer games are all just rush down unga bunga bullshit, right? I mean, I know people did not like, people had a lot of complaints about Rising with that, people had a lot of complaints about Drive Rush with that, right? How it was all just unga bunga, like, garbage dog shit. But yeah, I mean, maybe there's like a horseshoe theory there, right? Like that middle, like that 2008, 2009, 2006 type of fighting game was a bit slower, and then these modern games are more aggressive, and like the old games are fucking nuts. It's possible, right? I just watched a Vayne video. Could do a video about how Anila is dog anus as well. Unfortunately, I think I'm an Anila up player compared to some people. I don't think she's great, but I don't think she's really even in the discussion for bottom one, right? But yeah, so last thing, right? Last thing I want to talk about, right, is this whole idea of inputs and simplifying inputs, because something that comes up a lot and is becoming more and more relevant as time goes on, right? There are two extreme sides to this argument, and not to be big brain centrist, because I'm not. I have an opinion on this. But as far as the two extreme takes on this, I think both of them are frankly absurd, right? There's one take, which was, it was popular, I can't remember, some dude made a video with this, which I think is just, it's patently absurd, right? I understand the point that he was coming across with, but I think he went way too extreme with it. And the one take is that motion inputs do nothing, right? Motion inputs are simply a gatekeeping measure to make fighting games needlessly more obtuse, and there's no reason for them to exist, and they're a relic of, a bygone time, and no fighting game should ever have motion inputs in it ever again, right? This is a frankly ridiculous take, right? Look literally as 3 seconds of looking at any fighting game roster that has motion inputs, and you will very quickly realize why this is a stupid take, right? There is a very big difference between the fact that Ryu's anti-air is forward, down, forward punch, and that Guile's anti-air is hold, down, up, kick, right? Very simply, Zangief's on the screen, we talked about Geef as well, obviously, right? I hope if you have any amount of knowledge about fighting games, to the point that you are making very strongly opinionated arguments about how they should be designed inherently, that this being down charge, up kick, and this being forward, down, forward punch are very different moves, right? Ryu can Shoryuken much easier walking forward, right? There's a natural sort of offensive bent to this, right? And Guile, if Guile ever moves, he loses access to flash kick, right? So immediately, it's all. I would go so far as to say motion inputs are incredibly elegant design ideas, right? Very elegant design ideas, because just from that, if you can extrapolate from incomplete data, there are two types of people, right? Those who can extrapolate from incomplete data, But if you can extrapolate from incomplete data, immediately, which one of these two characters, from just that, if I tell you that both of these moves are pretty important for these characters, right? Both of these moves are pretty important, right? And this one is forward, down, down, forward, so he can do it easier moving forward, right, and things like this. And this one, if he moves at all, he loses access to it, right? Prediction charging exists, but your point still stands. Yes, yeah. There's like charge storing and stuff like that. There's ways to fuck around with it, right? But the idea, from just those two pieces of info, which of these characters is the more defensive one, right? And obviously, we all know at this point, this is where we're cheating on the test. But like, from just that, right? I think it's pretty obvious that Guile is a more defensive character than Ryu is, right? And we can go through, you know, there's a reason, for example, that Emo Barak, Rick, thanks, man. Emo Barak to you as well, but so there's a reason, for example, this is a really good one. Why do you think, why, right? Why don't, motion inputs don't do anything at all, and there's no purpose for them whatsoever, right? Why can Ryu do, is it kicks for him? Yeah. Why can Ryu do this? I'm worse at the quarter circles on the other side, so apologies. But why can Ryu do this, right? But Zangief can't, right? What purpose is there to Zangief's level 3 being a 720? AKA, he just can't do it standing. There are some maintenance off, just so you know. That's okay, yeah. But thanks for the info. But yeah, like, why can Zangief, without, like, again, some SOCD, like, weird, you know, D-pad / hitbox shenanigans, but Zangief is designed to not be able to do his level 3 standing up. He has to buffer it out of something, or do it out of a jump or something like that, but Ryu can. Why do you think that is? Is it possibly because one of them is a 6 frame startup, unblockable, 0 after the flash command grab that does half your health? That you have to already be, by the time the super flash happens, you have to already be doing something that beats this. If by the time that you see this, if you're not already, right, if you're not already doing something that beats this level 3, you're dead, right? Whereas this one, right, does not share those same luxuries, right? It's blockable, first off. That's a real big difference, right? Oh, except the dummy to block, but on Geef. It's blockable, right? And it's not nearly as fast of a startup, right? So the motion input is what allows that design, right? The motion input is what allows for that design to exist, or at least what allows for it to be balanced, right? Modern Zangief gets to do this shit for one button. Even then, he loses 20% damage, right? He loses 20% damage on it. And yet, it is still like the strongest thing that character has, right? Is ability to do standing 720s. But it does actually less damage than a normal classic level 3 at that point. It is about 3960, right? Even then, they have to take away some of his best pokes and stuff like that. And the modern SPD is like the worst one for neutral, heavy SPD, right? Because it's that good to be able to just like instantly do his 720 standing like this. So that's one side of the argument, right? I think it's pretty easy to be like, to say that's like very patently wrong. If you've played any fighting game for any amount of time, it should be exceedingly obvious that motion inputs are not just like some sort of fucked up gatekeeping measure designed to keep people from playing fighting games, right? It's a patently ridiculous argument, right? Yes, it also literally lets you, that probably like one of the original reasons, yes, it lets you have, if you have 6 buttons, right? Having motion inputs lets you have way more moves. That's correct. So they serve a functional, pragmatic purpose as well, right? It's reassuring to know that even you are worse at inputs from one side. I thought I was just dog cheeks. It's you know, I definitely shouldn't be, but I should like lab out doing quarter circles and stuff like that on this side. It's a problem, but yeah, it's a normal thing. Lots of people struggle with it, right? But yeah, it's something that, you know, at my level, I definitely should be trying to at least, you know, get a little bit more consistent with it, right? But now there's the other half of this argument, right? Imagine trying to map a character like King into Modern. Yeah. There's the other half of the argument, right? Is that what his command grabs by themselves aren't very impressive? She can just skill button them? Well, we'll get to that in a second, right? There's the other half of this argument, right? Which is also ridiculous, in that motion inputs are a required part of fighting game design, and that they just don't work without them, right? Completely removing motion inputs is like a bad thing for fighting games. This is also, I think, patently kind of ridiculous. Because, guess what, right? A lot of the things that are provided by motion inputs, you can just, if you want, you can keep the exact same balance and make them one-button specials, right? There have been examples of this, right? There have been games, for example, where a character has, like, basically the equivalent of, like, a Guile Sonic Boom or something like that, right? They have, like, a Guile Sonic Boom and a Guile Flash Kick, but it's a single button, and what they do, basically, is just, the skills just go on cooldown for, like, half a second to a second when they move. Oh look, we now have basically the exact same balancing purpose for the motion input. Now is just accomplished without motion inputs, right? Plain and simple. So again, the motion inputs they definitely serve a purpose, but they are not mandatory, right? They're not mandatory. There's no, like, if a game has no motion inputs at all, that doesn't necessarily make it a bad game. Now, what I will say is that you do have to be more careful, right? I'm happy that devs just treating motion inputs like a tool. Yeah, it's like adding additional resource bars in an RPG because you want to balance around other things. Exactly. Right? But, you know, I will say you have to be more careful if your game doesn't have motion inputs than if it does, in my opinion, right? Because we talk, like, one of the other big balancing factors for motion inputs is, you'll notice, the better a move is, usually the more complicated the movement. There's a reason that supers have, oh, he's not double core circle forward, that's Ryu. There's a reason that supers are the most complicated inputs, right? Because you know, they are the most powerful moves. They're the most, like, invalidating in terms of their properties. So we want to make them the hardest to access, and we want to make it so, like, misinputting is built into the fighting game, right? The devs aren't expecting even the best players to do everything 100% right all the time, right? The idea is that under pressure, under duress, on pain of death, you might in tournament decide to do something easier. Right? You might in tournament decide to do something easier just because you don't want to risk making that mistake. And then if you decide not to, it's like a moment, right? It's like a special thing if you do the hard thing under pressure, right? So there are multiple reasons to have motion inputs in your game. If you're not gonna have them, you have to be very careful, right? You have to be very, very careful in how you design your game. Someone mentioned Ladiva's one-button SPDs, right? Ladiva has one-button SPDs she gets Oki off of, right? And they are, I mean, honestly, like, I wouldn't necessarily call them inherently weaker than Zangief's SPD, because they're different. Gief, his SPD, his light SPD, for example, let's take a look let's compare light SPD to light SPD, because the heavy ones are more similar, right? But, like, light SPD to light SPD. Gief's SPD does significantly more damage than Ladiva's, right? Zangief does 2,500 damage on non-punish counter. Ladiva does 2,700, but in a game where everyone has 16,000 health, right? So she's doing, like, a good 30-40% less damage on her SPD than Gief's is. The equivalent would be if 2,700 is about what? That's 1/7? No, a little bit less. Yeah, a little bit less than 1/7 of HP, right? So the equivalent would be if instead of, it's actually about half, right? Yeah. Like, it'd be, instead of, if Gief's SPD did 2,500, right? If it did, like, about 1,300, right? That'd be the equivalent of what Ladiva's light SPD does, right? Zoki was not a thing outside of heavy SPD, by the way, no 6XL. Sure, yeah, well, actually, it was a thing. It basically, she had Oki on launch when they made, in vanilla, you mean? Okay. On Release Rising, she had Oki, she lost it, then she got it again. She had it on Release Rising. They made 6XL have 5 more recovery frames, so she lost it. And then in 1.5, they gave it back to her, right? But point being, so it does less damage. However, she does get actual Oki back into the situation off of it, right? So it's not necessarily worse. But there are still many things that, like, sort of hold Ladiva in check for the fact that her SPD is one button, right? Namely, in that this a game like Granblue, they got 9 fucking frames of throw protection, right? 9 frames of throw protection on Wake Up. So you can't, you know, if Gief got Oki off his SPD, every single time he walked up to you, it would be, you know, he would walk up and he would do, my god, help. He would do SPD, right? And then, you know, if he got Oki, he could go right back into it and do another SPD right away, right? Not the case in Granblue because of all the wake up throwing. So there's, you know, you get a lot more, like, she has to meaty you or do like a really risky hard read to SPD. Like, mashing will always just beat it, right? And there's so it does less damage and there's more ways to beat the SPD. She does have Zangief's standing 720, right? She does have to. However, it is only her critical art, right? It's only her critical art, really. That's the one that is, like, comparable to Gief's CA. She has another version of it that's about this big, right? It's like the size of like a regular throw in Street Fighter 6. So again, they give her Zangief's standing 720, but one of them does significantly less damage and is very small, and the other one still does less damage proportionally unless you do the 720 input, in which case we're right back to it. But it's locked below her having CA, right? So again, you have to be careful when you take motion inputs out of game. So you have to adjust for the balancing factors that you lost with other sort of hard-coded mechanics, correct? But it doesn't mean that you can't make a successful game without motion inputs. Midnight mentioned that he was okay with how Granblue did motion inputs, but he doesn't like 2xKO just reducing everything to a skill button, right? I personally don't mind. We'll see. I haven't played 2XKO. From what I've seen, it seems like it's okay, right? But I don't necessarily mind the idea of 2XKO basically doing away with the idea of motion inputs entirely, right? I'm okay with that. I think it doesn't necessarily make a bad fighting game. It doesn't necessarily make a non-functional fighting game or anything like that. It will see how exactly they end up implementing it, right? How good is, how risky is it to just like throw out like supers and shit like that? Like one thing, for example, that was very common in BB Tag, which was a game that by and large it was made for fun, right? no offense. If simple inputs are what you start with, sure, and bounce around it, yes, again, exactly. I will. That's why I'm saying like you do have to be more careful making a game without motion inputs than with it, right? But it's entirely possible to make a fully balanced, fully functional, amazing fighting game without motion inputs being taken into account whatsoever, right? But in BB Tag, for example, there was Yang. I played Yang in that game, and she had like a full screen charging move, right? She had a full screen charging move that was like a screen freeze. Imagine like Siegfried SBA, right? But it was like full screen, right? So there were a lot of times if you did, which BB Tag wasn't hated like it is. I like BB Tag a lot, but that game has some fucky shit in it. Certainly, right? I love BB Tag. I played a lot of it. That was actually my, I played that game. I played the shit out of that game with my friends. But that game, for example, Yang had a super where basically if you did literally anything at full screen, burning gold, and you're dead, right? Like that was a one-button super, and it was maybe a little too good, right? It was maybe a little too good. Like that as an idea is maybe a bit of a toxic design, right? So you have to be you have to be careful about what you allow players to do with absolutely no effort whatsoever, right? If you are careful with it, and you can, by the way, there's also a world where you don't even include these balancing factors, and you do just make everything strong, right? And to an extent, that's the case with Granblue, right? Granblue is sort of like everything is like a lot of ideas are designed to be very difficult situations, right? Like there's designed to be like shit's designed to be like just pretty fucking good in that game. And just know at that point that you are making a higher power level video game, and if you're making system mechanics, design them higher power level with that in mind, and design your entire game around the fact that you are making a game where characters are just more powerful. If they have one button full screen reaction checks, if they like full screen heat checks, right? If they have one button DPs and one button SPDs. And like all of this stuff, standing 720s, right? You can make a game like that, and you can make a game like that balanced and fun, but you have to understand that you are making a much higher power level game. Even if you don't include, if you give a character like Guile his flash kick and his invincible reversal, but you don't, like, you completely, like, you make him one button, and he doesn't need to charge that at all. He just has this gigantic fucking, I charged for a little bit longer there. This gigantic fucking DP, right? With no restrictions. You can do that, but you have to be careful and realize that you are making a game full of, like, serial killers, basically, right? Someone said something about Street Fighter 6 is modern, right? I like Granblues, but I don't like SF6s because it creates two categories of players rather than two categories of moves. Modern, I think there are certainly ways that you could argue that modern could have been implemented a little better, perhaps. Maybe or it feels a little clunky, maybe, sure. But I think modern as a whole, the goal of modern is to make it easier for people to pick up and play the game, and it does that exceptionally well, I think. So, like, by and large, I think modern works pretty well. It is a little bit of a clunky implementation of it, right? Modern is probably, as far as like the technical implementation of it, probably the worst example of like simple inputs being put in modern fighting games, just because Street Fighter as a franchise, and definitely Street Fighter 6 is no exception, right? The goal is successful. I don't like the implementation. I agree, Razzle, yeah. Street Fighter as a franchise and Street Fighter 6 as a game are very obviously still designed around motion inputs, right? Like, they still are. Like, Guile is very clearly balanced around this being a charge move. Like, Ryu is very clearly balanced around, the Shoryu anti-air is more difficult to do because of the motion inputs, right? It's more difficult. Oh, it's kicks. It's more difficult to do that than it is to do this, and therefore, Shoryuken's a better anti-air, right? So, Street Fighter as a game is very clearly still balanced and designed around motion inputs and limitations they, put on characters. And yet, they kind of just took the motion inputs away for some characters. So they end up, they're like, well, I mean, this is obviously imbalanced in our video game, so we have to just, we have to remove some moves from their move lists and make them do less damage or something, right? It's clunky. It's a clunky implementation, right? General Chaos, by the way, thanks for the follow. Don't modern controls remove some of your normals? I don't play SF6? That's correct, yeah. So, like, because giving people one-button specials in Street Fighter 6 is inherently broken and unbalanced, because the game is designed around motion inputs and it is balanced around them, When they took them away, they were just like, it does less damage, and also you lose some, like, arbitrary parts of your move list that affect some characters more than others, right? It's a pretty clunky implementation, right? It's a pretty clunky. You can still do motion inputs on modern. Yes, you can. Yeah, you still can. But yeah, the modern specials sometimes are limited, and you lose buttons is the big thing you actually lose, right? It's the damage for the simple inputs, and then you lose buttons on some characters. So like, you know, it's a clunky implementation, but at the end of the day, its goal it was to get people into the game, and it's worked, right? So you can't really complain about it too much. It is potentially though like a bit of a very mild cautionary tale about, like, you know, because yeah, modern players it's a whole different thing fighting a modern player in this game than it is fighting a classic player, right? You have to play very differently because they can just do things that, you know, you normally would not be doable by a person realistically in some situations, right? Modern reactions is a meme for a reason, because there is some stuff you do on modern that is just fundamentally like broken, right? Like the game wasn't designed with you being able to do that in mind, right? Like a standing Geef 720, like reacting all of the fucking time, even if you don't have good reactions, reacting to anything with like a super, right? Stuff like that. It was not really designed in mind. So it is a bit of a example of like what can go wrong if you go a little bad. But also, hey, it works pretty fucking well, right? It's not like modern is running the game or anything like that. If you make a solid, like, fundamental fighting game system, they turn out to be pretty resilient, right? This is a bit of a tangent and the last thing I'm going to talk about here. But the more well-designed something is at its core, usually the more resilient it is to you fucking around with it a little bit, right? This is sort of this is a whole other thing, but tabletop RPGs are kind of like this as well, in that, you know, Pathfinder, for example, Pathfinder 2nd Edition is my personal favorite tabletop system right now, and it is very rules heavy, and it's a very over-engineered system, you might even argue, right? There's rules for everything, and that leads some people to believe that, well, you know, you should just play everything rules is written and don't mess with the holy balance that developers have created or something like that, right? Where in reality, the fact that that game is like so well thought out and so heavily designed, and you know, it had balance in mind in so many different places, means that it's actually super resilient to homebrew. It is very easy to homebrew something in that game without feeling it broke the game, right? Kind of similar idea. Street Fighter 6 is a very carefully designed, very engineered fighting game. As a result, even though modern kind of fucking sucks in the way they decided to do it, it doesn't really matter, right? Like, the game still functions perfectly okay. Even when you put something kind of weird and jank in there, it just sort of works anyways, right? So it really is not as make or break as some people make it out to be, I think, like how exactly your game works with motion inputs. Again, you do have to be more careful taking them out than keeping them in, right? Because for just the sole reason that, like, keeping them in is, you know, that's the evil, you know, right? People have designed balanced fighting games with motion inputs in mind for several decades now, right? So it's more of newer territory, making simple input games, right? But it's fully possible, it's fully doable, and I see no problem with it personally, right? I feel like Rising has perfected the simple input system because the game was kind of built around it. Yeah, I mean, it's like rollback, right? Like, if your game is built around it from the start, it's going to be a lot easier to make the game work than if you have to implement rollback, you know, 4 years into a game that didn't have it before, right? It's because, like, your animations were all not built around the ideas of how rollback works, right? You have, like, lots of weird jumping and jank and stuff like that in the first couple frames that can make the rollback lag look worse. If at any point, decisions made earlier in the process are always easier to make work, right? Combo execution is nowhere near as tied to motion inputs people make it out to be. Oh my god, yeah, that's also... I mean, we talked about how execution isn't even, like, the be-all, end-all for what makes a game, like, a skillful game, but it's true, right? Like, the hardest shit with execution is always... You know, it always comes down to timing, more than anything, right? The sixth biggest problem is Newt, bro. Like, everyone is running with Drive Rush. I hate Drive Rush. I mean, I can understand if you find it, like, annoying, if you don't like Drive Rush, but, like, listen, I mean... And maybe we can tune down Drive Rush a little bit. I like the idea of making it a punish counter state, personally. I'm kind of a big fan of that. I don't think it needs to go, like, to hell or anything like that, but that's a fun idea, right? It gives you a lot more reward for reacting properly, and it makes it a bit of a riskier option, right? But, like, I don't know. I feel like this game is pretty fucking neutral heavy, right? Again, if just Drive Rush at a guy and win was like the way that, you know, was like the optimal thing to do at all times, the game would be a lot easier. And trust me, if you do that, especially as you get better at the game, people just fucking kill you, right? So, like, there is still a lot of thought in the neutral in this game. There is still a lot of conditioning, a lot of RPS, a lot of reactions involved, a lot of stuff like that, right? Reminds me of Magneto in rollback. He's so fast, really breaks rollback. Yeah. A game's not designed around rollback are gonna have a lot more problems, even if they do have a good implementation, right? Their animations and shit just aren't gonna work with it. Anyway, that was like an hour and 3 minutes of talking about, I guess, a bunch of different conversation topics about modern fighting games and direction they're going. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do with this. Maybe I'll make a video out of it. Maybe I'll make 2 videos out of it. The motion input stuff we talked about for long enough. It might be its own video. We'll see. But yeah, thanks for the idea again, Midnight. And let's play some fucking fighting games. Thoughts? Let's play some actual Zangief. Simple inputs are obviously easier for combos, but motion inputs are not difficult at all. If you can do a combo with simple inputs, you can do it with motion inputs. I mean, especially in modern games with buffer systems, right? Like, maybe if there was no buffer, then, like, yeah, you know, sometimes motion inputs can certainly factor in a lot more to combo difficulty, but we yap. $10 well spent indeed. I appreciate it, by the way. Thank you once again, Midnight, for the $10 right there. Brick teach fighting game design. I promise I'm not that smart, right? I try to actually like listen to a lot of different opinions, absorb them, whatever makes the most sense to me, and then just go from there. Right? You're a good yapper, did not feel like an hour. I appreciate it. Oh, I think the game went into maintenance while I was doing this, so I have to like go close it out and go from there. Brick encouraging nuanced opinions and critical thinking, like some sort of coward. Let's go out and play some fighting games, something Rooflemonger. I'm glad that guy got his channel back. He got his channel taken like twice, right? I'm glad that things worked out for him. That shit will be horrifying, man. You get your fucking channel hijacked by some dude. They're posting like crypto scams on that shit. That was yeah. I don't know. He seems like a nice enough guy. This hour has channeled my power in ways no other background noise has. This yap session single-handedly broke my plateau somehow. I'm glad I could. Alrighty, let's go back. Let's get some geefing going on. I would hijack Ruthless account to tell people to play Mario Kart. I'm more of a Smash Bros guy myself. Reject thoughts, play game, and have fun. There we go. That's the way, man. That's where it is. Very minor tangent on buffer, but fun fact, post-second release, Multiverses had a 30-frame buffer, and god, that does not sound fun to play. That is wild. Brick yapping is his U skill, yeah. See my K rule? I'll beat your ass, man. Don't fuck with me, basically. Gonna hack Brick and post doctored clips of Brick telling you to have a good day. I mean, you know, certainly could be worse. Alright, do I remember how to play the video game still, or do I only remember how to talk about the video game? Let's see. Hello, Aki. Akison. Be mine. Shout out traditional grappler to Smash 6. It'll be very funny. Somehow in my brain, I've always just thought, like, you know, like, are we getting... surely we're getting other Smash games if they're so successful, right? But, like... I don't even, like, are we? Maybe. I'd imagine so. Alright, that's plus. A silly boy. Oh, out of range. So true. Sure. Whoa. Oh, good block. Understandable. I meant to parry there, not drive rush, and then I got it later, I think. Oopsie. Ow, ow. Sure. He wouldn't throw me. Oh, I tried to sweep there. Bad timing. Well, I mean, they just kind of got a read on my timing. Oh, that was supposed to be an SPD. Oh, right, I can't even... Didn't have the health to armor that. Yeah. Silksong tomorrow for sure. Yeah. Oh! Tried to throw her out of that. I mean, I was just kind of delayed second. Which I shouldn't be doing in the mid-screen, by the way, but I was. And it didn't work out too well. Nice. Oh, okay. Short. Ow, 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 ow. It's not so good. Okay. There you go. Winnable round suddenly. Oh, no. Ooh, okay. We're fine. I misjudged the spacing on my SPD, certainly. Oh, yep. Nice. I tried to, I was trying to 720 at the very beginning there, but I was too late when I started to get close to me. Guys, DR chapters 3 and 4 are out everywhere except for your location. Is that Delta Route? Apparently Smash 6 will have Soul Bad Guy if the untrustworthy leaks are to be believed. I mean, you know. Are you watching the 8 AM Switch 2 stream tomorrow? Probably not. But, you know. I'm sure some of my more Nintendo-pilled friends will let me know what I missed. Oh, that was a reset into the lariat? Oh my god. Okay. Can we kill you here? I think the most damage I can do off that is EXSPD, guys. Oh, I tried to hit the guard button like it's fucking Granblue. Oh, no. There is no guard button in this game. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. I did like, you know, 2 kicks is what L2 is for me, basically. On my controller, okay. Interesting. Little, thought that whiff was unintentional, but it seems perhaps it wasn't. I'll get thrown, that's fine. Sure. Oh, SPD got counter hit. Nice. I did double dash because they were walking back. I wonder if I could have done 1 dash into SPD, but Deltarune, yeah. Is that what changed menu music in Granblue? New music is so bad. I think it's gonna be gone like tomorrow. I think it's April Fool's music, so it shouldn't. Oh God, it shouldn't last that long. I'm having a very hard time figuring out what this Aki's gonna be doing in neutral. Nice. Oh, I didn't hold it at all. I didn't get any armor. Oh, I'm dead. Nice. I was trying to partially hold that heavy punch to get some armor, but I didn't hold it at all, and, you know, that happens, as you can see. I'm, like, so overkilled. Oh, okay. Level 1, that makes sense. Don't want to watch the full animation, I suppose. Yeah, I was trying to, like, partially charge heavy punch. I've been trying to teach myself to do that, because the fully charged one's a little risky, but, I just didn't. I just tapped it, and bad things happened. Hydrate, good idea. For the longest time, I thought Granblue block button disabled throw teching because that's how it works in DNF. Interesting. I did not know that. I guess kind of the same way that like a lot of like the the upgraded guards in a lot of games, like in when you FD, you can't throw tech either in like Strive and shit. It should? I don't think so. I think that'd be a bad idea. Because that like only buffs characters you don't want buffed. I mean, maybe Anila, I guess, also. But this guy's name Kill Me. Bro's suffering. So true, bestie. Great minds think alike, but yours is a little bit faster. Thought he was gonna DP. I was wrong. JPs, or not JPs, Jamies, in my experience, are pretty DP prone, but not this one, I suppose. Oh, dash headbutt is an actual 4-frame frame trap there. I think you're plus 10 after the dash. But I guess I messed up the dash timing, actually. Oh! Tried to sweep him. He went on the offensive. A little faster than I thought. He's got 3 drinks. I didn't notice. Yep. I'm not even thinking about the command grab, my bad. Does the game have an input buffer window? Arc System Works games have spoiled me with it. Yeah, I think it's 4 frames? 5 frames? What is it in this game? Forget, exactly. No parry allowed, Mr. Jamathan. Sure. Nice. What is he doing? I could have punished him for that a little bit harder, certainly. Didn't expect the second sweep, honestly. Sure. Nice. He's not dead, right? Yeah, I should have done medium. He'd have to be on yellow health unless they're Akuma for that SPD to kill them. We're in a pretty good spot. We have a big lead. Let's force him to come to us. If he wants to get to drink level 4, I'm not going to be too upset. Huh? I thought I was blocking that. I guess I didn't block it high. I tried to check that with stand light kick. And I messed it up. I guessed wrong on the command grab. Okay. That got a little scary at the end there. I think the Granblue menu music will be this funny, yeah. 6 frames? Oh, okay. Thought it was 4. Okay. Oh! Rare footage of Jamie level 2. Ah. Yeah. Gives him command grab right away. I suppose that's fair. Bonk. Come with me, Jameson. Oh, he doesn't back to him. What a novel idea, Jameson. Bonk. Okay. I think there should be a meaningful trade-offs for overlapping options. In Granblue's case, block button is just straight up superior in 9 out of 10 situations. Yeah. Really, it's just a matter of making, if you want to like adjust your spacing, right? In the mid-screen. I feel like it's not meant to be a trade-off, though. I think it is meant to be better. Like, holding back to block is just in there because it's like a legacy thing, I think. Ooh! Holding back has saved me several times in Granblue from throws. Yeah, that is the big thing that it does, is it can make certain throw spacings whiff where they otherwise wouldn't. Hey Brick, how often the 2v2 brawl is going to be? I don't have any friends who play Granblue to a competent level. No problem with that, and I still want to participate. I mean, you can also just ask around the server. There's always people looking for people to team up with. But not too often. Like, probably, again, they're usually like once every 5, once every 6, something like that. I tried to level 1. I'm a fool. I'm not that good. I'm not built like that. I get that both exist and have a use overall. Yeah, there is still a point to the back button, but you should, like, the default's definitely holding guard, right? I still block regularly for instant block meter gain. Fair enough, honestly. I don't even think about that shit. That's a good point. You can't... Can you not IB with the guard button? If you, like, tap the guard button right before they hit you? Is that not a thing? Holding back is so much more comfortable. That's fair. Depends on where you put your guard button, but yeah. What's up, DJ? Oh! Whoa, whoa, whoa! That sweep was just barely out of range. His heartbreaking stuff. I'll get thrown. That's fine. Bonk. Bonk. You back tech, Mr. DJ? Mr. J? Yes, you do. Understandable. Get down here. Okay. Kind of caught up to him, just barely there. We take those. No, sir. No need for you. Okay, good trade. Granblue's a far superior game to Mortal Kombat's dear Twitch. I started Granblue a month ago and I could say it feels way better than Mortal Kombat. Oh, I see. I don't know about a far superior... I mean, I don't have a strong opinion on Mortal Kombat. Even, like, the good ones, to me, have not been... Like, even the ones people liked. You know, I know Mortal Kombat 1 is a bit of a disaster, right? But even, like, the Mortal Kombats that people liked, the older ones, I just didn't vibe with that hard. I'm not sure about far superior, but I certainly enjoy it more. Oh, God! Ow. Ow. Big fan of Granblue. Okay, little throw action, that's fine. Definitely should be punishing his, yeah, this. I should punish that with stand heavy kick, just because he spends so much time in the air that it can be a little difficult to actually time the wheel kick on his come down without getting, like, the weird aerial wheel kick hit that no one likes. Can you hit me with something that can put me into CA without killing me? Is that too much to ask? Well, I mean, now you're just dead to level 3, that works too. Oh my God, he's still in range. I love Zangief, man. Wow. He was walking back for a while there, but you gotta get out of there a little quicker than that, DJ, apparently. My God. Holy shit. That was... Whatever you say, man. I'll take your word for it. You know, it benefits me in that case, so I'll take your word for it, Capcom, but that was... I don't think he got hit by that. Me personally, I think he dodged that. I should have let go of that quicker. Yeah. As soon as it armors something, that's the golden rule. Oh. Oh no. Oh, okay. To not minus enough to be swept there. Oh no. Oh, no punish. We take those. He does that as a block string pretty often. Alright, he was down back in there. Oh, didn't have the health to armor that. So true. Geef put on the extendo arms for that one. Could be an extender hurt box. Got caught by the CA, maybe, but it didn't look like it. There was no counter hit or anything. He was just walking back, right? He just got hit by that shit straight up. If DJ's not crouch blocking, he can feel a little bit more comfortable going after his ass like that. Get thrown. No, sir. Stay down. Didn't you hear that throws are busted in this game, DJ? You can't jump them like that. What do you think you are, man? Okay, cool. DJ's drive rush is giving me anxiety even from watching. He's so fast, man. It's kind of nuts, isn't it? Oh, he got teeth crouched. Nice. I saw he wasn't crouching. I thought I could do some funny. I could not do some funny. That was a good knee, okay? I did that one on purpose. That was not an accidental knee curse. Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, he's a fast boy. No doubt. Yep. The feint, sure. We're in an okay spot. We don't have to be too worried about what's happening to us, but he did down back right away. That makes sense. I thought maybe he wouldn't. I could try and chase him down. No such luck. Knee, short. Oh, failed the air to air. Should be JMPing in those situations, certainly. Down back that, you bastard. Oh. Okay. No, sir. Not dead to CA just yet. Now he's dead to level 3, for sure, yeah. Not even CA. Oh, you can't parry that, good sir. No, no, no. No, 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 no. No parrying the jump-ins when CA is on the table, man. Okay, okay, okay. Geef borrowed Taker's magnet hands? Yeah, yeah. Knee is legal? Only a little bit, right? Like, again, I have to give myself a very good reason to use it, right? It's not fully, I mean, it is mostly banned. I'm heading out early today. Y'all enjoy the Geef session. See you around. Have a wonderful day. Another day, another robbery. A grappler's dream, indeed. He is dead? Yeah, again, he's dead. If they have to be a little bit past the full drive gauge to survive level 3, right? It does 4,800 damage, whereas if their health is right where the drive gauge ends, it's 4,500. Also Jamie. Oh. Okay, tried to check that with crouch medium punch. A little too slow. It's my bad. Oh, I thought I crossed him up. I was trying to input headbutt there. Okay, this is nice. Burn him out. Get some Oki off this. Yep. Get grabbed. Yeah, this burnout is going to cost him bigly. I'm going to try not to burn myself out in tow, I suppose. Oh, that's that we should not be doing. He could have jumped that, actually. That was not a real burnout string. That was a very bad burnout string. Oh my god. What the? Okay. Even in burnout, that shit is still minus. Jamie's dive kick is not very good. He has to space it pretty well. He's not a Kuma, right? I tried to wake up level 1, actually. I thought I could be slick. I was not slick. I'm dead. Yep. Let him get, I should have definitely killed some of those dive kicks, but I didn't expect him to do it like 4 times in a row. Says Brick is bribing the cops every time he needs. I'll be bringing the soup kitchen down. Excuse me? I have no idea what any of that sentence is supposed to mean. But, you know, I'll take your word for it. Sounds reasonable. Whatever you're saying. I'll get thrown. That's fine. No, sir. I'm drinking in my face. Who do you think you are? Jamie does jump a lot. Should be keeping a better eye out for that, certainly. Level 4. Not my fate! Crouch, you know, crouch leg kick. My nemesis, man. I really gotta stop using that button unless, like, again, when they're right in my face, yes. Otherwise, I gotta stop using that. That was another loss to that button right there. A crouch, like a stand leg kick, a crouch leg punch, a stand leg punch, all of those things, the speed would have worked out still. And they probably wouldn't have whiffed in that same way, right? Just gotta get EX Lariat on the mind. Oh, you know, I gotta remember we can go into level 2 off that shit also. BP? No. Oh, yeah. Just trying to start pressing heavy punch right there. But obviously, you know, sweep is gonna beat that ass every time. It's my main right there. Jameson? Oh, that sweep actually punished my sweep there. Thought I spaced that out well enough, but I guess I did not. I'll get thrown in the mid-screen. I have no qualms with that whatsoever. Exactly, because you just don't actually get Oki off that shit. Sure. Jamie is very aggressively collecting drinks, as is his God-given right. What the? I didn't block that? My bad. Command grab is a bit of a risk here. That wasn't command grab, that was regular throw, but we still got out of there. Oh, that's command grab. Yeah. He doesn't get as much outside of the corner. On the bright side, it got low crushed. Oh my god. Okay, I'm not sure if it got low crushed or if it whiffed there. I did not expect that. Get lost. Get over there, Jameson. Get spine buster, Jameson. Stay down, Jameson. It's for your own good, Jameson. Okay. Low crush by overhead is insane. Wild. Another reason to not hit crouch light punch. I don't think we needed the speed necessarily, especially after we saw him. We saw he kind of delayed that a little bit. Oh, DP. So, gets a drink off of that. Get down again though. Let's get down again though. Stay down. This Jamie, whenever I give this Jamie any kind of space, he goes straight to drinking. So I'm trying to keep him a little bit more honest. This guy's getting soloed by Crouch Medium Punch right now, but then I tried to check his drive rush and sweep. Which is, as you may imagine, is not my best idea. Jamie's just bad. He's like worse than a normal character who also has to drink. He's definitely not Lucy in terms of power. Playstyle, again, it's more... Yeah, maybe more like... Yeah. Actually, current patch Lucy? I don't think Jamie's that... I think Jamie is a little... I think Jamie's a little underplayed. Like, I think he's not horrible, right? I think the drinks giving him drive gauge back was actually a pretty nice buff that they gave him. I don't think he's ass, but he is certainly, again, like, the fact that, you know, he does have to give up his Oki like that sometimes is certainly not good for him. He's mid, I would say. Yeah, like lower mid, maybe, but yes. Yeah, he's not like, it's not like, oh my god, this Jamie character is so ass unplayable bad. I don't think so. Bonk. He's not as good as good old Zangief, that's for damn sure. Play that for free. Broken ass! Oh, he was still in recovery of that? Yeah, his dive kick is not... Bro is not Akuma, right? Or Kami. His dive kick is significantly worse than the two of them. It can function as like a throw bait in the same way, but like, it is certainly a lot worse. Oh, I tried to dash up. SPD. No such luck. Hop, up, heat, hop, a hit, but he don't stop. He just needs to fucking kill you when he gets the Drake transform, like give him an 80% combo. When he gets all 4 drinks, maybe. He does do pretty damn good damage when he gets all 4 drinks. Yeah, maybe not as good as it should be. Gets grabbed, good sir. More like Lucy in terms of win con? Yeah, I mean, perhaps. It is certainly easier to get to Jamie drink level 4 than it is to get to Lucy BL5 these days. But, you know, perhaps. Making the win con even strong. Oh, I probably could have killed him if I didn't do that. Yeah, the drive, I drive rushed too soon there. That was silly. I mean, I could have done stand light punch and then into another drive rush, and that would have killed him probably. It's all about surviving our burnout right now, which throw teching in the mid screen is not gonna do for us. That was very silly of me, but it's okay. He didn't catch out that hard. He can get to be like, you know, I burnt out, therefore he gets to get to drink level 4. I think it's totally fair, right? I'm fine with that. That's an equivalent exchange as far as I'm concerned. Make level 4 drink palm like level 5 Iscariot. Is Jamie like the Anila of this game, decent in a vacuum? Other characters do what he does better. Yeah, in the sense, like, it's often cited that it's like, Jamie has all these tools you would expect a good character to have, and yet he's not good. So yeah, maybe. You could maybe argue that, right? In the sense that, like, he's just, you know, but again, his particular weakness is just that he has to give up so many Oki opportunities to get the things that make him good, right? It's just like, he's almost like, he's like a really bad Sandalphon, almost, is what he feels like, right? In terms of Granblue. Oh, that's my main right there. I'm sorry, Ghost. He has every tool that makes a top tier character, except none of them really help him all that much. I mean, he also has, like, I think people mistake sometimes that he also has, like, bad versions of those tools, right? Like his dive kick, his dive kick is not Akuma dive kick. It's 100 times worse, right? It's not Kami dive kick. It's way worse, right? But the big problem with Jamie is just that he can't use his tools as effectively because his main problem is not like a lack of versatility in different situations, or that he needs, you know, he needs the drinks. Right? He needs the drinks. So, like, he has to win so many more times than other characters because without the drinks, he's just not so special. Right? Even his crouch medium kick drive rush is bad because of damage scaling, yeah. No fireball, mid drive rush options, mid pokes. If he wins, he has to drink? Yeah. They are certainly being very conservative with his balancing right now. Make Jamie great. It's not great again. To my understanding, he's never been great yet. His stand medium punch and stand heavy kick are good at least. True. His stand heavy punch is also, it's a 5-frame heavy. That's kind of cool. Hello, Miss Rissa. Once again, clearly the solution is to give him SF3 Yun dive kick. No extended hurt box plus on head connect. Yeah. Perhaps. I meant to sweep right there, but it's fine. Even though I misinputted, that also would have gotten haha funny by the Superman punch, would have gotten low crush. So it all works out. Fair enough. Guessed correctly. Rise kneel, even. That's just not real, my lady. Oh, too late on the lariat. That's horrible news. I should just be SPDing if they charge up the Gladius that close to me, honestly. Alright. Oh, they don't back tech. Well, that's great news. I can save so much drive gauge fighting this Marissa. I don't have to EX Lariats to get Oki on them. Oh no! Am I dead? I forgot how much damage this does. No, not quite. We don't love where we're at, but we're not dead. Nope. No stance for you. Most characters have that one brain dead move for DJ. It's his whole kit. That was a bad knee. That was one of them knees that we should that should be part of the subject to the ban, certainly. Yep, dash SPD or dash headbutt when you land the fully charged heavy punch like that. It's good shit. I am almighty, Miss Rissa. Bonk. Ooh, DI. I thought they were gonna do something defensive. I thought it was gonna be level 1. Oh, that's yeah. Again, I keep trying to punish things with knee, which is it's not. He's so slow. It's not what he excels at. It's not what he does. Okay, they didn't fully charge that. Thankfully, I was trying to avoid burnout. They could have fully charged that Gladius and made my life a living hell, but it's not quite how it worked out. Funny thing about Jamie is that some characters can, or does Jamie with 4 drinks around start. So when you put it like that. That's not, again, that is more, also Ken doesn't have a dive kick. He doesn't have a command grab. Okay. Like, there are genuinely things that Jamie gets through the drinks that Ken doesn't have, right? It's just that, yes, Ken, his general power level is definitely allowed to be, you know, as high as full drink Jamie or higher, right? Without any of the thing. That's more some characters, like, that's a combination of, you're comparing an undertuned character to an overtuned character, right? That combination is never going to look good for anyone. That is very punishable, actually. I definitely should have done more than that. Bonk. Could have probably at the very least SPD'd her there. A medium SPD or something. Imagine being slightly minus on block against Zangief. Couldn't be me. Ooh, good pickup. If we replaced Jamie's command grab with Jinrai, he'd be S tier. Yeah, at 3 drinks he gets Jinrai. That'd be some very funny patch notes. I'd be down for that, Worlds. Yep. Oh, not quite close enough to actually get anything there, huh? Off that. The very far heavy kick. Maybe it's better from that point to just punish with sweep, then? Bonk. Oh, okay. They charged it up that time. It's a little bit scarier, certainly. Perfect parry, the Blackbus! Okay, sure. I will get command grab. It's fine by me. It's not that much damage anyway. Get off of me. Nice. Actually can get something off that time too, which is always good news. Oh, that didn't punish her on the way down. Perfect parry, the Blackbus! Am I dead? I don't think so. Oh, baby. Are you dead? No, you're not. Do it again? Yeah. Now you are. I think if you want to play Manon, you should just play Geef. Manon's not bad. She also has, like, she has things, you know, she's got better, better pokes than Geef and stuff like that. And when she ramps up, she's, you know, she's got a reversal level 1. She's got some things that Geef doesn't. Geef is probably better, but Manon's actually not so weak, I think, right now. It's like the grappler who is kind of suffering is Lily, right? They just have no idea what to do with her at all. When Guilty Gear? Never Guilty Gear. This game an even frames on throw tech game? Yes, yes. Because there's only the one throw tech. Double said Jamie, 1 or 2 said Honda, if you said Manon, and a bunch said Marissa. Was for like weakest characters in the game. Right? This is Broski's Yapcom Cup video that he made. I saw that. We love a headbutt trade combo. Hadouken. Oh! Yeah, yeah. Very nice thing for Ryu there to be able to bait you. Oh my god, from that far away. My drive gauge, someone help me. Heavy punch, no! I should have held you for longer. Yep, yeah, I was very worried. Oh, he's burnt out. I was worried about a DI, so I hit heavy punch that. Wow, he was burnt out. What am I doing? Oh, okay, okay. Gotta pay a little bit closer attention to what's happening on our screen. I'll get thrown in the mid-screen gladly. Doesn't bother me one bit. Okay. Get down there, Ryu. He tried to do EX something. He meant to reversal. He didn't. I heard the like OD sound effect. Oh, okay. Sure. Okay. Could have DI'd that if I was fast enough on the reaction. My drive gauge is crying out in pain and suffering right now. Oh, there's a gap there. I didn't combo it? Okay, my bad. There's not supposed to be a gap there. Oopsie. Much I'd love to play a fast grappler in Granblue, I feel like it would be wildly broken. And then, I mean, just a fast character with command grab does not necessarily mean, you know, depends a lot on how you design them. They have to lose certain things for being fast, certainly. But I don't think it necessarily will be wildly broken at all, no? Oh, wait. He immediately that stand heavy punch enough that it was plus, I suppose. Really gotta catch him doing those and DI them potentially. Oh my god. There we go. Probably shouldn't have spent this bar, but like, you know. I think he tried to reversal again after the donkey kick right there. We've seen that he's an enjoyer. Oh, I should have done level 1 right away, I realized. Oh, I didn't have the health to armor that. You don't say. Okay. I should have done heavy kick level 1 right away there. I tried to go for health stab level 1, but I don't got that in me. I don't know if heavy kick level 1 would have killed him, but would have done more damage than what I ended up doing, certainly. DP is fine. Okay. Okay. 3 was hitting buttons. It makes me a little, oh god, a little worried to even be anywhere near him. Which is unfortunate, because I need to be near him to do my thing. Oh god. Okay, didn't down back in time for that. That shit's fast as hell. Okay, he didn't punish me for that. He'll scatter me. That shit is safe, because the OD version. Okay, I have no idea what's happening. I think he's gonna do it again, I'm not gonna lie to you. No, he didn't. Interesting. You know what? You got me. Why not? I definitely could have killed him without super right there, but I did the bad. I think I had enough. If I walked forward for a bit and then did Lariat, EX Lariat, Borscht, or yeah, or even Lariat, Hellstab, right? Lariat, Hellstab, Borscht, I think could have killed him, but I waited a little bit too long to make a decision, and also I was forced into spending the resource by my own incompetence. Out, out. Sure. Oh, they didn't. Damn, that shit recovers fast. That's a good ass fireball, my lord. Fair enough. Interesting. I didn't expect him to just parry in my face right there. That's my bad. I have to sit here and just get some drive gauge back, if that's all the same to you. About me getting my drive gauge back? Yeah. Okay. Oh, was not thinking about drive rush overhead, certainly. Yup. Oh. Oh, yeah. I'm curious about... Okay. I'm curious about something. Hold on. There's exactly one... what, the second one was this one. Could I level 1 him there? Because he goes airborne, right? Could I... Does level 1... Okay, I think you get a level 1 reaction to that? Yeah, so that's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm like, does level 1 beat that? By the way, great. So nice you can just go to the replay immediately here, by the way. Thank you very much, Capcom. Does level 1 beat that? I feel like it maybe does. Because it will be invuln on startup. Okay, hold on. And here. Oh no, one more round, yeah. The invuln might beat it. I think it might, and in which case that would have been so fucking cool, but I didn't have it at the time. Unrelated to anything, but a new fighting game drops an interesting way to do a grappler. You have a sword stance with big normals you can get in, but you need a knockdown to sheath it and get your SPD back. Oh. Okay, wait. So it's right here. Switch to player control. I'm player 2. Oh, first I actually gotta do level 1 properly. I do find it hard to buffer supers during super flashes. I'm not sure why. Oh my lord, it would have worked. Oh, that would have been so cool. Aw, shit. It would have worked. Okay, okay. Well, I mean, good to know. Good to know that, you know, against supers that go airborne, we can actually do that. That's pretty crazy. That's so fucking dope, man. That's awesome. I'm a huge fan of that. It's so nice of Capcom to give my Lily's 5 medium punch, but fully cancelable, indeed. You're still probably gonna have lost with that health deficit, but that's sick. I mean, we got Oki off that, right? No, we were burned out. We were burned out, right? Yeah, we wouldn't have. But still, it would have given us a chance. Good to know. Good to know. Because that kind of chip situation, it comes up, you know, it comes up once every, like, couple hundred games, but it comes up. Suppressor. Suppress this. No, sir. Sandblast. Sandblast. What the? The ultimate tackle? Tekken? I'll get thrown. That's fine. Sure. Didn't react to that in time to punish it with a DI or something. Bonk. 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 Stay down, Lucas. Not sure if that really left too much of a gap between the Donkey Kick and level 3. You can cancel on its gapless. You can't cancel Donkey Kick into specials, can you? Oh! No, I guess because... No, because yeah, it's a level 3. Yeah. Never mind. It's a level 3. He could have... So yeah, I guess we should at least buffer it. If there's a gap, you know, it'll work. If there isn't a gap, we were dead anyway, right? So... Yes. He did mess it up and put a gap in there. That's true. If they, you know, there's no harm to buffering level 1 regardless. If there's no gap, it just doesn't come out. We were checkmated. If only I could do supers out of Hell Stab, it'd be so dope and he'd be dead. Oh! Okay, well I missed my media anyway. So that reversal super doesn't bother me as much. We have a huge lead here, by the way. I'm just gonna sit here and if we can get him to block one thing, he is dead, but we can win this even when he's not in burnout, it's fine. Okay. I meant to level 3 that, but that works too. Play to your outs and all that? Yeah. You're talking about, what are your thoughts on Tekken match making all throws do chip season 2? They didn't, correct? They took that back because everyone hated it. It was my understanding they rescinded that change. It was also in heat only, right? Oh, wait. Oh. Huh? That was unfortunate because he drive rush canceled right into it, too. Bonk. Bonk. Get reset. Yeah, I mean, very little he could do about that besides be ready with level 1 super right there. They take it back. I hadn't seen an announcement yet about it being changed. I believe they still chips. And then they make a whole thing, like a whole like press release a couple days before the thing came out, and they're like, we're actually, our bad, we're removing that. I know the patch actually is out now. Did they just not? I could have sworn they said they were getting rid of that. Everyone, like, there was all those videos like, they listened to us. They didn't listen to them? Okay, sure. Get off of me. Okay, sure. Honestly, I thought that shit might be slow enough to be safe jabbed, even by his crouch medium punch, but it's not quite that dire, thankfully. Which he will certainly take. Okay. Very... Oh, interesting! Lucathin. I can't believe Body Splash would just whiff like that. Even on release, they said they'd fix it later. That's hilarious. Ow. Fucking hate this Memphis guy. Oh! Can't believe Body Splash whiffed there. They got rid of damage on throw tech thing, just failed to mention the clown carve, other changes they're gonna put in. Yeah. The press release shut off the implementation of the throw chip? Yes, but after the backlash to that, they said they were gonna get rid of it. But I guess they just, like, did it? Or they'll do it later? Very funny. Very, very funny. No, look at them. That's not good. If you get Luke to block a headbutt, he's guaranteed dead. Oh! Apparently it's going to be easier said than done to get him to do that. Oh, this is safe, so you might as well... Safe on block! I did not consider him jumping. I don't know... did he do that to beat drive reversal? It's like, I even have level 3! I'm not dead. But he's certainly... I've been outguessed a couple different times now, and I didn't react. I tried to, but I didn't. Is this too late? No, it's not. Oof, honestly, well done. I did not expect the jump to beat the drive reversal there. 29% positive currently on recent reviews. It is cooked at the moment. That's wild. That is insane. You unfortunately took the wrong guy to Memphis. I drive reversaled the wrong guy. That was a really good comeback from that. That was like multiple times they had to pick the correct option there to win, and they actually did it. Bonk. Bonk. Get grabbed. I'm not sure how much you do, but do any chatters know why Tekken 8 is so disliked? I don't think it was that disliked in Season 1. People had some gripes with it and stuff like that. The heat system was a little too strong, some characters are too good. But that's like, you know, it's classic fighting game stuff. Season 2, I guess they just like... I think you know, they claimed they were going to make defense stronger, and I think they did in a lot of ways, but they also made a lot of changes that didn't seem to align with what people were expecting from that sort of like... Oh! From that statement, I suppose. I don't think Tekken 8 is... I don't know how to describe it as so disliked. Like, in general. I think Tekken 8 was pretty well received. But I guess maybe this patch has caused some trouble for people. Oh, I tried to heavy punch there, and I got crouching heavy punch. Because I was down backing. I think I had enough time to actually heavy punch that. Yeah, you saw Geef going for the uppercut right there. That's why I don't like the idea of massive meta changing between seasons. I don't mind it. I don't think it's a bad thing necessarily, right? Again, it's all about execution. I think there's just like a horrible communication between the devs and the fans. Right? Like they just like didn't really explain the vision to people that well at all, I think. Get down here, Lucas. Sure. You don't back-tech, so you don't need to worry about it too much. Yeah, reset. Okay, nice. I think it's too much of a gamble. Yo, Brick, can I ask where you're from? I am Canadian. I live in Toronto, but ethnically I'm Egyptian. Born there, spent... Oh, nice walk on it. Born there, spent about 13 years there before I came here. I'll do it right away. I'll do it right away. You think I won't? You think I won't do it right away? They nerfed key charge for no reason. I know like that's actually really annoying for training mode, right? I think I saw a main man labbing that shit out, and he's just like he's really annoyed by the fact they had to go into the thing and set it to counter every time. Now wait. I thought he was gonna reversal. Oh, back throw. I'll take that gladly. Oh my god, he should be dead here. This should kill, I think. This was about 3k extra on top of it. A big fan of meta swaps in fighting games. Problems when it changes clearly not thought out, like Deflect Shield, Wild Assault, and Strive. Honestly, Rick, I think you're a bit too neutral-pilled now? Maybe. Honestly, I think I'll take that, though. Need the SPD sauce? I'm okay with being neutral-pilled. From Turkey, I'm curious about, is there anybody Turkish in the Granblue community? Gabagool. Gabagool is a Turkish Ladiva who's very good. Also Canadian, but like, you know, originally Turkish. It doesn't have counter hit properties anymore. Yeah, it just does the 150% extra damage, right? I know people are not. I don't think that's like inherently. I don't think it's like a big mechanical change regardless. I think it is just a little annoying for trying to find, because like counter hit properties are so big in Tekken. You can just like key charge and hit, now you have to go into the menu every time. And then if you want to not look at counter hit properties anymore, you have to turn it off and then go back and turn it on. Right? It's what you have to do in every other fighting game, but you know, counter hit properties are a much bigger deal in Tekken than they are in most other fighting games. Oh, well, I missed my meaty anyway, but we'll take it. I'm not so sure that burning myself out for this was the world's smartest idea. Yep. Definitely should not have burnt myself out for that. The streamer's getting Ken. Ken with the purple hair. Ken has fallen on hard times and even harder hairstyle choices. Nice. Little dash up, Siberian Express jump scare. Don't you just love to see it? No sir, no sir, no sir. Get throw loop. Don't you just love throw loops, Kenneth? Oh, I didn't think you would do that. You did in fact do it though. He had the balls. Nice. The Ken's a little passive, right? So we can like just try and go for some of these like quick jumps, relatively jump scare options. This guy's good, winning around with the weakest Shoto. True. Real skill expression here. Oh, I think he was trying to DP at the very end there. And he messed it up. Okay. Oh, I'm totally okay with that, yeah. Nice air to air though. Oh, did not mean to. Yeah, I did not mean to jumping heavy punch right there. This guy is afraid of all three. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh, okay, sure. Nice. Okay. Yeah, dash into don't do something aggressive. Well, I mean, jumping over him is aggressive, but like dash was something he you know, something different that time. I thought we'd mix it up a little, and it seems like it worked out pretty well. When you have a big lead like that, Ken can't afford to throw fireballs. You can stand medium punch trade from pretty far away. Ooh, like you mean, okay, yeah, you mean like in that mid range. You trade with the fireball with stand medium punch, and it's bad for him obviously since he's got the health disadvantage. It's a neat idea. Okay. A little Jinrai action. Never hurt nobody except the guy getting Jinrai. It's me in this case. I'm being hurt. Somebody help me. Ooh, offensive DP right there. Has to keep his turn going a little longer. Exhibit A. Gets side swapped nerd and burnt out. I know you can do that. I tried. You can do that with Terry recently. So I was wondering if you could do it with the other Shotos too, and I'm glad to see that the answer is yes. Because Terry's been rewarded for wake up supering a lot recently. Ah, jumping. Okay. Oh god, I thought I was gonna Jinrai again. Oh my god! Okay, I've thrown my lead. Oh, you know, I was trying to Siberian Express. I didn't expect the DI. So Rick, I'm making a fighting game. The basic idea is that each character is based off a tarot card. Ooh. Hold on. Should we make it significantly more based on the cards itself, or make OCs with strong inspiration from the respective card? I don't think either of those is a bad idea. I mean, the tarot, if you make it like off the cards themselves, it might be like more immediately recognizable to people. But also, I'm a god. Oh god, I didn't think that was gonna reach me. My bad. Okay. Oh, whoa. Did not expect wake up DI. Certainly, it's a little scary. I mean, this is one of those times where it's certainly on him to do something about this. He can throw some fireballs. I can take a lot of fireballs before it's a problem. Okay. Could have converted off that stand leg kick much better, but yeah. Fun and interactive Jinrai game. I mean, I shouldn't be getting hit by the Jinrai overhead like ever, I will say. You do just... all you gotta do... Oh, that crouch medium kick. God damn, that's big. You do just, you delay mash, and it blocks the low, and it hits the overhead. The overhead should not be... I'm getting hit by the overhead more than I should be, certainly. Oh, okay. Sweep was out of range, but Jinrai was prepared to kill me anyway. Even if it wasn't range, Jinrai would have gone over it. Oh, I tried to drive rush cancel that. That shit's not cancelable. That's a very bad mistake to be making at this point. Tried to drive rush cancel crouch leg kick. Oh wait. I didn't adapt. The DPs can be blocked in Grand Blue while the opponent's in the air. I lost so many matches because of that. Only like light DPs, right? I think medium DPs and heavy DPs for most everyone are air unblockable. At the very least, heavy DPs are pretty much always air unblockable. I'm pretty sure. Get grabbed, nerd. Get grabbed again, nerds. Get grabbed again, nerd is what I would say. Did not expect the reversal there. Whoa. Yeah, this Ken does like counter DI, like, defensive DI way more than I'd expect. I should be more ready for it, certainly. I didn't delay the match enough. Oh, tried to SPD that. No such luck. The 5 medium punch is out of range. That's horrible news. I hit it again there. Oh, I wasn't burnt out. Could be worse. We're not dead. We're also out of the corner. So that's, again, could be worse. Catastrophic spacing troubles, though. Oh, no! I thought he was in range of that. I should have drive rushed for a little bit longer. What use does Luke's command run in the follow-ups have? It beats me, man. I see the shoulder tackle used occasionally for Oki. That's it. No, sir. Bonk. I do like Ed's theme, though. It's kind of gas. That was definitely meant to be an SPD. OD SPD. At that, oh my god. Yeah, I mean, this Jinrai overhead, I'm giving way more value than it actually should have. Oh, he matched me out on it. Okay. Not when you're burnt out. Oh, I was also burnt out. I tried to OD SPD, but only regular SPD came out. For real then, should I do HDP? I always do LDP. Yeah, don't do LDP to anti-air, certainly. That's a big difference in that game. LDPs have some use for like combos and stuff like that. That's about where it stops though. Bonk, bonk. Get over here, Kenneth. Drive reversal is fair. Sure. Maybe I should have level 3'd him there, actually, now that I think about it. Well, here we go, instead. Is standing light kick drive rush cancel to SPD any good? I've been doing it to decent success, wondering if it's fake. There's a gap, they can mash on the gap, sir. I think there's a gap they can mash on, certainly, but... Your heavy DP is the only DP with anti-air properties and ult. Wait, are MDPs also air blockable normally? On my graphics card today, gonna install it and piss myself in anticipation while downloading the drivers. Pog, congrats, man. That's very fun. What is the gap here? I assume there's a gap there. But yeah, like, you know, SPDs are all about like catching an opponent. I mean, no, I guess, yeah, it's not fake because there is, I mean, this is a gapless string, right? And like stuff like this can even be like frame traps and stuff like that. So as long as there's a reason for them to stand still, the SPDs are never fake, right? Like every SPD always has an option that beats it 100% of the time. It's a matter of if they guess that you're gonna SPD or not. So I don't think this is a bad thing at all, right? Because like again, it's, you know, basically you get one of two things here. You do this, and you go like that right away, and then you're +1, right? +1 is not enough for an SPD, but you can, you know, do some funny stuff. Or if they're not doing the OD tech, because this does beat that, right? Then you can get this and be +5, which is like real 50-50 hours, right? So again, there's reason for them to sit still and block, which means that you can do this. Now, you could argue probably that Geef having the gapless lights here is actually probably bad for this, because it means they can probably delay mash and beat this, right? Because I assume there is a gap on block reversal where Ryu can like light punch and beat me doing this, right? Yeah. So, like if I go, yeah. You have to wait long enough that he's not in blocks anymore. Yeah. So there is a gap here. So the fact actually that, you know, Geef's default off this is like gapless. You see, Ryu can't even match. You probably can like delay match this if all you ever do is this, right? Or this. Oh, no, I did catch him out that time. Interesting. There's a timing where you can't match, huh? Okay, it's a little tight. Yeah, there's a timing where you can't match. It's a little tighter, but it exists. Well, that's good. So then they can only really, I mean, again, though you can't mess this up very easily and get counter hit. That's good to know, at least. There is a, like, this is a frame trap. But no, man, this is actually very good. You're all good. I was gonna say, if it's always mashable, they could, like, potentially just delay mash and OS either option, but no. So they have to commit to a DP to beat this. They can delay DP here then, but, you know, that's how it always works. That OS is happening on every single drive rush cancel in the video game at all times, right? SF6 players asking if a throw setup with a mashable gap is fake tells me how throw protection starved they are. So Rick, you're pretty knowledgeable in the grappling field. How do you think you would design the perfect grappler, fun to play, and healthy for the character's game? That's a long answer, Benjamin. But I think, again, you gotta make it. For me, grapplers are all about. It's gotta, like, there's a lot of non-tangible concepts. Like, it's gotta be fun to land the command grab and shit like that. Sure. Oh god. But again, jagged characters in general, I think, you know, design them with very strong strengths and very weak weaknesses, and that will usually, you know, do your best to strike that balance. You'll probably be okay. Also, hello, fellow Geepathan. He's wearing a green suit. Bonk, bonk. Okay, we're losing a lot of screen space right there. So I'm glad we were able to get some back. Now, actually, we've completely switched it around on his ass. Oh, I could have still... Oh, nice. I could have still lariated him there. I always forget about that when I go for regular throw. No, sir. Is Geef dead to this? I don't think he is. Oh, God. No. Only Geef is alive there. No, sir. Okay, but I thought he might do that again. Condor is the perfect grappler. Oh, no. I definitely fucked that lariat up, but it actually worked out. He takes this. Oh! Anti-air DI. Say it ain't so. Get swept, nerd. Oh, delay EX Lariat to beat the cross-up. Well done. Well geefed, sir. Bad knee, though. Bad burnout for me, though, certainly. Good EX Lariat. He's burnt out now, too, though, which is great news, certainly. And dead to CA, which I'm not a fan of hearing or knowing. You know, I'm sure he didn't mean to do that. Maybe he thought he was getting at Siberian Express. Whatever happened right there, I'm glad it happened, but... Hey, the command grab saucy, don't make them Guilty Gear Strive pot. Noted? Yeah, yeah. I think there's a lot, like the good news for your answer, Benjamin. I think there's a lot of very valid ways to make a very fun and cool and balanced graphic, right? So, like the good, like I know it might have sounded like a very vague answer, but it's because again there's a lot of ways to do it, quote unquote, right or well. I think, correct? Oh, I tried to backdash there. I did not backdash there. Didn't. Oh. Oh, help! I'm being conditioned. I feel it happening. I don't want to move anymore. Oh, I feel it happening. I'm being conditioned. I don't like this. Oh. Thank you, brother. Business Geef for donating MR. We'll see. He might get it all back. We'll see. We're on the dev team. What did he say? Something about having sex with men every time you land a command grab? Kind of unreasonably based of him, honestly. Oh, yeah. That little love tap always gets me. Oh, that was plus! Nice, he actually did space that out enough. Looks like we might be getting our shit rocked this time. Hold on. Oh, that wasn't a combo! What the fuck? Oh, he jumped. Nice. I saw the startup of that. Yep. Well done. Can't believe that wasn't a combo. The body splash into the headbutt right there? Like, to see Hugo in this game, to see how a character that would break the game if his mediums were canceled. How a character like that would break the game if mediums were cancelable in a game with Drive Rush. I have bad news for you. The real answer is mediums probably aren't cancelable, right? The same way Geefs aren't. They get, like, not everyone has buttons cancelable into Drive Rush. Like, Geef's crouch medium kick isn't, Geef's stand medium punch isn't, right? Geef only has the one cancelable medium. Oh, nice. There we go. That's what I was trying to do the first time. So true best. Oh, misinputted SPD. I know that voice anywhere. Let's just get the side swap. Is what I would say if I was pure ass. Oh, well done, well done. I messed up I messed up holding up forward. That's a new one. Keep thinking you're the business geef because the skin I use. I'm used to rooting for him. Well, I appreciate that you're rooting for me. I do love the business geef. The business goose. I'm an enjoyer. Sure. Oh, that was actually plus. Nice. Something this geef is doing that I should definitely do more myself. Oh, I'm not hitting something already. Yeah. Is like these light tap lights into SPD, right? I feel like a lot of the times I feel like I force myself to drive rush after the button. To feel like I've earned the 50-50, but he's just sneaking it in a lot of other different places. Well done. Good stuff. I was too late on my lariat right there. Geef has a special cancelable medium and hell stab and headbutt. Oh, you're saying... Oh, I thought you were saying, like, okay, I misunderstood you, Shatter. Also, I mean, yeah, hell stab, sure. Yeah, hell stab also not really a neutral tool. I thought you were saying, like, you know, I can't wait to see Hugo in this game so that he can have cancelable mediums. You're saying a character with no cancel mediums at all, you're saying. Has zero cancel moves that aren't jabs, because otherwise claps create block string infinites. Gotcha. I understand. Hello, Fat Nuts. They got the undead unluck thing there too. That manga's over, eh? I really like that manga. Ow. I like the ending too. I read, I was like 8 chapters behind for a while. It ended in like January. And so I was like 8 chapters behind for a little bit. I read like the last 8 of them yesterday. It was pretty enjoyable. I'm a big fan. Big undead unluck guy. Oh, I'm being fireballed to death. I'm being Street Fighter 6. Oh, I can armor that. I did not know. Maybe only that one, or the her box is a little higher up. He's gonna die, man. Oh, I tried to heavy punch and I got crouching heavy punch again. I just kind of got soloed by fucking Power Wave. Okay, let's try not to have that happen next round. Outplayed. Exclamation mark Beatrix. So true. Yeah. Gamera said it. It must be correct. Those are the rules, no? Oh. Short. Didn't back tech there because I thought the Terry was going to go back and take a defensive stance, so I wanted to keep a little bit closer to him. I was incorrect. He's certainly not taking a defensive stance. Sure, this is great. Oh, he recovered in time there. If I had JMK'd, maybe he wouldn't have. Cool. I tried to... I don't even know if that... Is that... Wait, okay, I need to figure out if that's even real. I fucked it up, but I need to figure out if that's even real. Hellstab Borscht from the DI right there. I don't know if that even works. I don't think it does. I think it's only from higher launches that you can do stuff like that. Oh, I missed. He was down for so long. Oh, again, JMK probably would have punished that. Body Splash hits very late. If I'm not going to cross up, I shouldn't be using Body Splash. DP is fair. Sure. Sure, again. Nice. Perish Terratham. Outplayed. Top players are always right. They have the MR to prove it. Exactly. Oh, okay. Little rising tackle shenaniganry. Happens to the best of us. Oh, okay. I thought he was gonna neutral jump. He did not neutral jump. This just in. He is, however, dead. This just in as well. Dumb question, but when should you drive rush in neutral? I feel like I'm always getting countered. Yeah, not as often as you think. Right? As people get better, people are going to be much better at checking drive rush. You do it as a jump scare option. When you think they're looking out for something else or something like that, you do it to surprise them, right? It is not as good as it might seem, especially at when you're playing at lower ranks. Like, no one is stopping that shit. People will start just killing you for that as you get better. So you do it like, you know, there's not like a one size fits all time. Like, okay, sometimes you do it to like get OP when they're knocked down. Fair enough. But like in general, you do it when you think they're not going to expect it. But it is something that could very easily get you killed if you're too predictable with it, correct? Oh, drive rush overhead though. Oh, shimmied. I've been shimmied. I'm not dead. I'm very dead. No super bar even. By the way, Break, have you confirmed everything for Evo Japan? I tried to buy the tickets and it was like, you know, there is lots of traffic. I need to figure that out. I think I'm only going for Sunday though, because the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, you know, I'm there with my friends for like 2 weeks. So I want to like leave them for 3 days. So I'm probably not gonna play in the Grand Blue tournament. I'm also like going to Evo Vegas probably if we're not like at war with the US by that point. So, you know, I'll just play in the Grand Blue tournament there. So I'm probably going for 1 day on Sunday for Evo Japan, I think. Get off of me, I think. Woo! Thank God he whiffed his shit. Less so, thank God, that I whiffed my shit. I'm not a big fan of this Body Splash guy and the fact that he can't seem to hit literally anything. I was trying to 720 right there. I waited too long to do it. Ow. Nice, nice. Evil's always sick, yeah. Maybe like if someone's looking to whiff punish you, you can do drive rush, 6XL, etc. Yeah, again, if you don't think they're focused on the possibility of a drive rush, then do the drive rush, right? Sometimes I forget you're Canadian, indeed. Computer surgery time. Wish me luck. Good luck. Good luck. Don't shit your pants too hard. That'd be my best recommendation. Oh, Dawson. What's up, buddy? Buddy, old pal. Enter the blender. Playing Dawson. Does Dawson have a blender? I think that's like a Kimberly tag, you know? Oh, I'm blended. Never mind. I take it all back. Bro, put me in the neutral bullet. That's a good knee, okay? Don't talk to me. Did that one on purpose. Okay, you gotta be ready for the drive reversal. Yep. Meaty the headbutt enough that the drive reversal whiffs. And then, smack the Dawson! Yoga. This is a very losable round now. But at the same time, actually, hold on. I'm the zoner now. Just gonna sit here and do nothing. Actually, maybe not. Maybe it's like the one character we can't do that against, now that I think about it. Oh, the heavy punch was just dick hairs off. Dick hairs, I told you. It's like the one character we only have a health lead, you know. And I guess you can't, if you can't chip me out, you can't damage me. Yeah. I guess I can sort of force Dawson to approach me. Never mind, I lied. Yeah, I didn't believe, and then I was like, whoa! When he dive kicks, he becomes the blender? That's fair. I was like, well, actually, if I just, like, stay on the other side of the screen and parry, there's no way for him to open me up. He has to get close to me. If I have the health. Yeah. Believe in the process. That stand heavy kick does, in fact, whiff on crouch freeze. Nice way to get some, close some distance on the boy. Ow, ow. He didn't back throw me at least, so he doesn't get all that screen space back. Stay down. A Dhalsim that doesn't drive reversal the second you touch his block. This might be the best Dhalsim in the world. I don't know. Never mind. We win these. I have to get better at hitting his normals. I am awful at whiff punishing his shit. You can also whiff punish limbs? Yep. I'm very bad at it, though. I guess, what would be the best thing for me to use for that? Like, because, like, to get any kind of reward. I mean, even just, like, a little poke with the chops or something isn't so bad, I guess. Right? Fair. Get reset. Oh, he parried. He's burnt out. That's what we like to see, baby. Yup, stay down, Mr. Sim. Stay down, Mr. Sim. You're not going anywhere, Mr. Sim. Oh, he's going somewhere. I don't like where he's going. It's a place I can't follow. I should have been ready for the teleport out, and we should have, like, what's it called? Like, the credit card swiped him into potentially... Oh, he's plus there, yeah. Into that thing. You know that thing? Like, borscht? I could have killed him! I'm chilling. I got a health lead, man. You gotta come to me. What if I just didn't approach you? Thoughts? Thoughts on if I didn't approach you? I got a health lead, bro. Like, if this... I will time your ass out. That's right, Dhalsim. That's right. You know? How the tables have tabled. A 35-year-old dynamic flipped on its head. Can Siberian Express's heavies from far and it speeds up the punish counter? Wait a minute. Alright, I see what you mean, but maybe I have to be a little bit more sneaky beaky with it. That's my bad, that's my bad. Oh. I expect him to use something that had a little bit more recovery, I don't know why. He used a move that wouldn't even reach. Was he trying to bait my reversal? Because that move didn't even do anything. Yup. Stay down. Checkmate. Literally nothing you could do about that. Except, I just didn't kill him after. Because I'm the world's stupidest man? Do you think I'm like, where do you think my brain deficiency comes from? I'm not sure. Maybe it got dropped in my head, on my head when I was a kid. It was like, I had 7 different ways to kill him there, and I think it overwhelmed me a bit. I couldn't decide on one, you know? Reversal is fair. So I realized that the drive gauge through the double lariat funny. There's a couple different funnies I could have done, and I couldn't decide. It's too much for my poor pea brain. Oh god, yeah. The immediate float throw bait. Good old choice paralysis, indeed. I was like, there's so many ways to kill this Dhalsim, and then I didn't kill the Dhalsim at all. Not my best check right there. Stand medium punch was one of the moves your character had access to there. That's correct. Yes, one of technically. That's probably the nicest way to describe that. That is one of the things I could have done there. Certain. There's no way to argue that. Ow. Get down here. Very deserved set loss, or game loss at the very least. We'll see about, I mean, maybe even set loss, yes, but we'll see about that. Ow. Didn't get a chance to start up the heavy punch armor in time. Oh my god! I got crossed up. I blocked the fireball the wrong way. Schrodinger's sim. Sometimes you just gotta be a gorilla. Thank you for the buffs in Season 2. Oh, I meant to borscht that, yeah. We have labbed said ye olde force knockdown before. I messed up the borscht, but I got jump heavy kick, which you might imagine is not what I was looking for. I mean, on the bright side, I'm the zoner now, Bells. Be considered. What if I just did it badly, though? What if I did really badly and then you still lived again, even though I had the punish to kill you? Thoughts? What if I just messed up every opportunity I was ever given in this set? Wouldn't that be funny, guys? Well, let's try and survive our burnout here. Pay for our sins. Oh, I got counter hit out of the, there's not enough of a gap there. So true. Oh, that's the max damage he can do there, huh? It's pretty good. This matchup does not look very fun to play. It is Geef's worst matchup, but also, I have literally thrown away wins multiple times so far this set, right? There's no way, no ifs, ands, or buts about that, certainly. Ow. Oh! Okay. Whoa, I thought he was going to go for the downward slam. How do you know? That would have just whiffed on me if I wasn't jumping. He did that before. I guess he just be hard ready, but I don't know. Yeah, this round is... These kind of rounds against Dhalsim are quite unlikely to win, let's just say. Yep. Yep. Oh, I landed on the fireball. Wait, I can fix this. Oh, I can't fix this. Okay, okay. Ow, ow, ow. I mean, on the bright side, we played that Dhalsim matchup pretty well, I think, right? And then I just literally had like 2 free wins that I threw away. But I think until then, we actually played that very, very well. I'm pretty happy about that. Tundra Storm is heavy kick. I wait until you finish the match to send this. I mean, it's technically possible, yes. It's about as good as running bear grabbing him from full screen. It could be funny though. It's true. His heavy kick does hit in the correct window for it. I'm pretty, like, again, even though we lost that, I'm pretty happy with how we played that set, except for me, like, not anti-Dhalsim stuff, just me messing up literally my, like, character's bread and butter combos to punish things. Other than that, I think we actually did that very well. Dhalsim, like, historically, obviously, a very difficult matchup for us, right? So, I think we recognized some good scenarios for ourselves. Well, like, I'm pretty happy with it. Like, very basic, just mistakes we shouldn't be making aside, right? Bonk. Bonk. Oh, my backdash. Oh, fuck. Get reset, nerd. They're both funny, it's true. They do also shit. They're both bad and they're both hilarious when they land. It's very true. Twins. In fact. Fuck. Oh, that's what I wanted him to do! No, man! That's what I wanted him to do! This guy's no fun. Oh! He almost did it! His stay medium kick was just, like, nut taps out of range, man. Horrifying. Meant to a level 3 on wake up there. I didn't. Is he backdashing? No, he's not. Alrighty. Ryu and fun in the same sentence. Oh, Ryu's cool. Putting bad ideas into your brain. It almost works, but okay, but consider Thunderstorm Donkey Kick. Did you see me trying to do it like 3 times that set? That's exactly what I was going for. I Thunderstormed, he fireballed it, and when he Donkey Kicked, I was like, that's what I was trying to get him to do. It is very much what I'm looking out for. Don't you worry. Top of minds. Oh, good. Anti-air, or air-to-air there, rather. Oh my god! Okay, that's it. I win. I win Street Fighter. Oh, he just did it again. The absolute madman. He has not nary a shred of fear in his heart. Failed attempts aren't real, actually? Well, go fuck yourself. How do you like me now, Shadow? Ow. Good low there. I was trying to heavy punch through the shenanigan. Oh, that's plus. Yeah. My drive gauge is crying out in pain. There you go. Lucky little air flip out situation. Saves our life right there. It's a weird one, you know that? He's dead to CA. But also we can just maybe give this round and go next. Oh no! Tatsumaki! Ah shit, guess I have to sub now? I'll take it, sir. That is the last thing I expected him to do there. When I saw that he tried to anti-air me and it failed, he did a move and it whiffed on me, I'm like, we are so fucking in there. We were not so fucking in there. You believe that? Turns out we were nowhere near in there. As it turns out. That was actually like the best answer to level 3, maybe. I mean, yeah. Especially since he didn't have to be close to kill me with the punish from that range. Get down there, will you? Get down there, will you? Wake up, dry brush. Not what I was expecting. Oh my lord. You gotta lead. You gotta come to me. You gotta come to me, Ryu. I'm the zoner now. Oh! Oh, the buffs aren't enough. Sure. Did not mean to do that. Meant to wake up drive reversal. Certain. Oh my. Oh, we're alive. Definitely didn't mean to do that again. Oh my god. Both times I want to drive reversal. Oh my fucking god. That's so nerve-wracking. Both times I want to drive reversal. Both times I didn't get it. Oh, opinions on Thunderstorm discouraging the opponent from using kicks because of potential embarrassment. Yeah, it's got a mental effect, right? The move may be bad, but because it's so bad, getting hit by it, this fella goofy. I was trying to drive reversal both times. Task failed successfully. Every time I saw the DI, I panicked. Like, I was like, no. But then it worked twice. So, you know, it just goes to show. Sometimes the better player does in fact lose, and I'm only okay with that when it's me. Well. When I'm the worst player. Yeah. I fucked up a one-liner, okay? It's fine. Try the Sim Heavy Express. If we find it all Sim, I certainly will. See how fast he's used? Yeah, it does. I know. Well, actually, I guess let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this because I do know that when the bear grab eats a move, when it armors a move, it speeds up, right? Let's see. What does it look like if Dalsim like does his heavy kick or something and we go into it? Or got hit with the BC that was meant to be an RS twice. No, it's more. That's like the RS that's meant to be a BC for sure. Oh, there you go. Whoa! He teleports. Oh my god. You can also just like you can really just smack these out on their way out, huh? How curious. Whoa! I see. I mean, obviously that's like, you know, it's a preemption, but you really and again, if it whiffs, can you like Yeah. Whoa! Even if I do it like late, he just teleports for a counter. What the fuck? Huh? It's super fast on Sim? Yes, this is way faster than it is on Fireballs. Does it speed up more when normals hit compared to projectiles? I think this is something you would never see because, like, at any range where a normal could hit this, it'd be Siberian Express instead, right? Not the running bear ground. This is, I think 5 medium punch works too. Sim 5 medium punch. I mean, probably all his buttons if you can get them, right? Oh, I mean that's actually land. Yeah. I mean, it probably works on everything, right? Like even his probably crouch heavy punch, everything, right? Wait, what? Is it? Do his arms have to fucking recharge or something? Even this probably, right? Yeah, it's everything. I've tried on Ed, but it's not the same. How strange. Is it like it's hard coded? No crouches? It works on the crouches too. Because it hits low. This thing has armor everywhere. It's only the heavy punch that doesn't have low armor. You're mixing up Geef's moves, right? The heavy punch doesn't have low armor. This thing has everywhere armor, right? Guess they want to ensure he gets grabbed that interaction, yeah. So if that, you know, this is like a real option. That is cartoonish running speed. This is like, I thought you were saying it as like a funny. This is not Thunderstorm, right? This is a real, like it's risky, obviously. This is like a real, like hard call out neutral option here. Who would have thought? That's, wow. Shall Thunderstorm on max range 5A kick. I do not care if it's training mode. I need to see it. I think we did that, yeah? Let's see. I mean, where's max range? Does it hit from here? No. Okay. It's like, yeah, here. He just teleports to him, right? He just teleports to him. You can react to it because his buttons reach slow. I mean, some buttons, certainly. I mean, yeah, like, this is 17 frames. It's a little tough, right? But again, like, when you see Dalsim move, at the very least, you can maybe try and just twitch and go for it. But Tundra pulls him in. Oh, fuck. Hitting the play recording button and then hitting down down is very weird. Let me Tundra first. Useless. What do you know? You get such bad Oki off of Thunderstorm, man. What the fuck? Why is he so far away from me? Geef, roll forwards. Roll forwards, Geef. Roll forwards. Please. Why are you rolling away from them? You are a grappler. Theo Brando? So pretty. Understandable. I did not think she was gonna end up crossing me up there. She certainly did. Ow. Send help. Oh no! Okay, sure. Maybe some anti-jump command grab. In her future, tried to delay tech right there. Didn't quite work out. I should be dead here, certainly. I'm not sure if that was... I mean, is that... I guess it doesn't matter because I'm dead by a mile anyway, but... Is going like immediate triple drive rush cancel like that the most damage you can do there? I'd be terrified and lose if I got hit by that. Okay, sure. So Aki has very correctly guessed everything I'm going to do so far. Very unfortunate. Oh, gonna try and empty jump SPD that, but they just had enough time to feel comfortable. Wait, that's plus? It's not plus, is it? Okay. She parried, that's good news. Oh, she jumped over me. Also, yeah. Okay, okay. Yeah, this Aki just beats the shit out of me. It's not over yet, but she's got maybe basically a burnout infinite on our ass. So yeah, it is over. Exactly. With level 1, yeah, that's basically the best she's got. Fair enough. It was more than enough, anyway. It just looked a little goofy. No, ma'am. No bitchin'. Not here. Not ever. Not now, not ever. Who says that? Not now, not ever. That's Gran beating your ass somewhere, right? Not now, not ever. What is that? I have voice lines in my head and I don't know why. I jumped, but I got hit by it. Savage. Business. Not now, not... What the fuck is that? That's I think that's a Gran voice line from something. Just have no idea what. Oh, that's his Relink SBA voice line, I think, is what that is. I think when he does his... Yes, yeah, when he does his Skybound art in Relink, he says that. Not now, not ever. I don't know why that entered my brain just now, but that is what it is. Okay, so the Aki has guessed command grab a prodigiously high number of times. Oh shit, right. It's even worse when I'm poisoned, right? To getting anti-aired by that. Oh, the lows. Nice. Probably could have done something there. I'm not sure what. But it works out. Oh, I tried level 3 on landing. I might have actually whiffed with her drive rushing like that. I'm not sure. Fair enough. I did punish that once. Brick on his pro tag arc? Yeah. Not now, not ever. I thought she would do fireball round start. I tried to hard read it. Guess who didn't hard read it successfully? This guy. Oh, drive rush overhead. So true, bestie. I don't like being poisoned, certainly. Not a big fan. I don't like being anti-aired when I'm poisoned even more, but if so, you know, why am I jumping so much? Seems like a me problem. Oh, that's 2 hits. Yeah, can't armor that. I'm getting the shit zoned out of me. I tell you what. Yeah. Oh! I mean, the funny thing is, this is a very winnable round. Oh! Yeah, this Aki jumps every time. I should have been better about that. Well, hold on. We're not technically dead yet. Yeah, now we are. But, I mean, once we got caught in the infinite there. Yeah. I didn't, that was one of the people, they were jump and grab every time, and I never actually tried to stop them, right? I never tried to condition them out of it. I just kept trying to grab and hope for the best. I kept saying it, too, but I didn't, actually switch anything up. Normally my problem is I don't grab people enough, right? That was the exact opposite, unfortunately. Oh, another Dhalsim? 2 Dhalsims in one? Has this ever happened? Oh, it's the same Dhalsim. Okay, okay. I was gonna say, like, 2 Dhalsims? It just doesn't happen. Okay, well, can we try this Siberian Express tech? Okay, okay. Maybe not right away. Maybe we let him, you know, get into a rhythm of hitting some buttons first, and then we try. Oh, I meant to heavy punch there, because he has loved doing that when he drive rushes in. Going for the immediate, like, throw bait like that. Oh, okay. Yep. Not my best work. Oh, the slide, short. Oh, I didn't react. Nice. I'm dead. Well done. You know what must be done? I tried it. Let's actually try and bait him into it a little bit more, like not just do it around start. I've been trying to do it. There you go. Amazing. Isn't that just the best? Dive kick. He got down there fast. My God. Oh, I've been throw baited by the insta float. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I didn't think that was a reset. Maybe I am in the, maybe Dhalsim does have a blender. The way this guy is playing him anyway. Okay. Bonk. Alright, this guy's also been airborne like all the time. Why am I doing that? Stay down. Oh, okay. Yoga. Okay. That's a problem, certainly. Oh, I should have, you know what? Yeah, between the dive kick there was a window to super. After the dive kick, I should have done something about that. Burning out certainly hard in all of these zoner matchups. Oh, I messed up the double dash headbutt there. That's fair. Owie. Oh, God. Okay, sure. Ooh, it's not what I thought was gonna happen. I thought he was gonna stick out a button and I was trying to do the funny. You get the idea. I didn't think he was gonna teleport right next to me. We were gonna get the fucking suplex version of that. Well, okay, sure. Talk about new versus old fighting games again. I've locked out since you ended your yapping. You must learn to play. You must end your reliance on the brick. You must learn to be self-sufficient. Lock back in immediately. I meant to heavy punch, which actually would have worked there, but I got 2 punches instead accidentally, which was lariat. Does it work on even non-OD bear grab? Maybe. It's not a button. He threw a fireball. A bit problematic. I'm dead, right? Oh, maybe not. Oh, God. Okay. Yeah. The drive rush was too punishable there. Not now, not ever. He doesn't get huge punishes off it without super on the bright side. It actually isn't, like, the risk reward on doing that shit is really not that bad. Level 3, it's gonna hurt a lot more, but he just doesn't get that much, even when he gets the jump punish. I mean, maybe there's something better. Also, even that wasn't crazy, right? It's like less damage. It's about as much damage as he would take for getting hit by that shit. Drive reversal. Now he's looking more like a regular Dhalsim, certainly. Okay. Weirdly winnable rounds. Not gonna sit here and lighty. Not like that, it's not. Oh my God, I tried to DI him and I got a heavy kick. Okay. It was a weirdly winnable round. It's not quite so much anymore.
Smart and
10 months. Goddamn, Hako. Thank you very much for the sub. 10 months of bricking. Spinning Wario. So true, so true. I tried to DI him right there. I was burnt out, so I just got heavy kick. Big sedge. I can't. This is the first Cammy of the day, huh? Ultimate Master. Oh, hello. Elamid High. Quite the name, certainly. Oh, got space and trapped on crouch leg kick again. They didn't actually punish me for it, but it's another example of I should not be using that button unless they're point blank in my face. Air throw, sure. They missed their timing there, it's fine. Perfect parry, the platypus. So true, well, that's still, yeah, side swaps. Wasn't down backing there. Or just blocking in general. Actually did hit me pretty low down, but I guess... I'm not sure if it wasn't plus, or if they just didn't take their turn back. Did not DI back in time there. Owie. Doo-doo-doo. Very cool to actually get a chance to use that running bear grab tech against a real Dhalsim, though. To be DIing that, certainly, on reaction. Oh god. Oh, I've been shimmied. Not punished for it, though, thankfully. Okay. Gotta grab this Cammy a little bit more. He's feeling a little too parry happy, exactly. Nice. I do love SPD into Siberian Express. You can't get SPD, you're not close enough, right? You certainly can get that. And it's funny every time. That's safe to DI. Oh, I thought you DI'd that. Oh, okay. I thought it was like a Ryu, like heavy Hasho kind of thing. It is very much not. So true, bestie. I've been shimmied. No punish, we take those. DP, understandable. Oh, no. Yup, no, so true. So true, so true. So you don't DI heavy spin knuckle. I see now. I understand. DP is totally fine by me. Okay. Isn't there's a gap somewhere in that target combo? Oh, command grab, sure. A little bit of hooligan mix applied here and there. Oh, I tried to stand light kick you. My stand light kick's not cool enough to sit with the cool kids. It's very cool, actually, but I'm not cool enough to use him to his full potential. Unlock it. Oh shit, on counter hit. She like fully launches massive. Oh, she's plus there, yeah. I always forget about that. Sure. I've been shimmied. So true. Oh, I've been throw baited as well. I'm just dead. Yeah, actually. So true, bestie. Okay, okay. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. Had a very hard time really stopping what that Cammy was getting up to. It happens. Bonk. Nicely done. Yeah, hooligan, I mean, in the corner like that, because, yeah, there is just a little bit of, like, is there like an OS that just beats everything? I'm not sure, right? I don't think so. Like, at least as far as the overhead versus the command grab. Because the command grab whiffs if you duck, the overhead, this is a different Dhalsim. Huh? We fought more Dhalsim than Cammy today. Give me yo wins. Hello. It's not a wild thing. We fought 3 sets. This is our 3rd set against the Dhalsim. We only had 1 set against Cammy. Let's not let the habits of the other Dhalsim confuse us as to how we assume this Dhalsim's gonna play. No sir. 1, 2. Headbutt. Oh, okay. Definitely could have canceled that into the eye. Thought I hit the DI button too, but I suppose my ass didn't. Okay, sure. Waya. This guy likes his fireballs quite a lot. Ow. I don't blame him. Also less susceptible to my general, that new shenaniganry we discovered with the bear grab. They wanted that ship to be safe for him, right, these days. He's just dead here. Yeah. Nothing Dhalsim can do about that since his level 1's not even a reversal. We just get smacked out of it. I don't think he could have jumped out of that with the hell stab anyway. Ow. 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 Sure. Honestly surprised my jump didn't get clipped there. Slide. It's an aggressive Dhalsim. Uh-oh. Yeah, sure. Okay, missed his anti-air. Is huge news for us. Drive, wake up drive reversal. I was waiting for him to block something I was gonna try maybe, but also crouch medium punch, or stand medium punch rather, is not the best vessel for that. Oh my god, I almost messed up that 720. I felt it in my hands. Will we get there? You can DI the tip of Dhalsim's standing heavy punch. Looks really funny. There's a lot of funny interactions. I do want to check actually if the thing where the running bear grab teleports to him and kills him. I want to check if that works on the heavy versions as well, like the heavy, light, medium versions as well, which are all the same. Basically, it's only the OD one that's different. Or if it's just the OD version that does the funny. Okay, I mean, you know, bro saw the bear grab. You see the money. You see the shoes. You don't see the money. It's a very projectile. Oh, it's a big projectile enjoying it also, sir. Okay, my bad. Inferno. Sure. Surprised that the third hit on the fireball there didn't decimate me. Get down here, Dawson. This is checkmate, and then we just do the funny. Wee. That's a dead Dawson. Had a whole Borscht left in the tank still. Just rush down Sim, for real. Yeah, notably, by the way, you might notice, significantly easier to fight than non-rush down Sim. I can't believe I still had time to headbutt and do all of that shit. Oh, I don't know why I thought that was a combo. There's a way to go into another DI from one DI. Didn't mean to do this, meant to do an SPD, but it still works. Still burns him out. I was trying to just burn him out and get damage. He's now still burnt out and a lot of damage, but an unnecessary spend of meter, perhaps. Oh, I tried to chop him into the force knockdown there. No, sir. Perish, Mr. Rushdown Sim. It was nice knowing you. I want to check out this heavy running bear grab. I want to see if it still does the funny on him, or if it's only the OD one that gets like the giga speed up. Hold on. He should still have the same recording, right? Yeah. Please pause the matchmaking for just a second, Mr. Video Game. So that works, we know. But what about this? What? Oh, the armor just starts up slower on it, I think, right? Yeah, no, okay, so it's only the OD one, I think, that gets, like... Yeah, it still punishes, but it's only the OD one that gets, like, the really crazy Looney Tunes speed up, right? Yeah, it still punishes. But, like, it doesn't do whatever the fuck this is, right?
Nerd.
How are you DIing Fire Breath? What the fuck? It's only 2 hits, right? Also, Inspector Potato. Is it not 2 hits? Or is he, like, hitting it later and it's becoming only 2 hits? Since when? Is it... Well, hold on. Is it like, some version of it, maybe? Are there varying hits? Let's, of course, we'll go back. What? Okay, there you go. Got that. So this... 1 hits. The light version's 1 hits, right? Yeah, it must be different versions, right? He must have been doing, like, medium Yoga Fire or something. That looks like it's 2 to me. Yeah, that's 2. And then the heavy one, maybe, is 3? Yeah, that maybe is 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So he's using medium. He was using medium, boy. I think it still speeds up, but the armor starts later. Yeah, I think it's so the armor does 10 frame start up on the armor, 3 frame start up on the armor, right? But I think it's not just. I think it's also the speed up is just also not quite as prodigious, right? Like I do wonder. Dhalsim just still has a shit ton of recovery on his moves, so it works out, right? But I do wonder, like, you know, if we're really far away and we get it with the heavy. Oh no, maybe it does. Maybe it does still do. I still feel like it looks a little more Looney Tunesy. Yeah, like, I feel like the speed up is still more prodigious on the OD, right? It's just that Dhalsim's moves still just have a shit ton of recovery, so it works out. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's not quite the same level of like teleportation that. Oh. Yeah, to me this feels like it's getting to him a lot faster, right? Feels a bit crazier on OD because he's speeding up for when he has his arms up. Maybe you're right. Yeah. So he's not. Like, he's fast-forwarding through, like, a more stagnant part of the animation. You might be right, Regardless, I mean, the point of the matter is that it certainly does work. Even the non-heavy versions certainly do work on his other punches as well. Yeah, like, they still punish the exact same way. It's just, you know, you have to be a little bit more preemptive with them. Since, like, if you hit it at the same time... Oh, right there, it actually worked. You know, if you hit it a little bit later, you can get smacked out of it, certainly, right? Like that. Whereas this is significantly safer. If he throws out a button basically at all, he's going to hell. Raging Demon Express, yeah. And HE speeds up when he's already running. This is very fair. So yeah, it looks less jarring, right? The animation. What can you get off a full screen DI on that punch? I mean, full screen? From its max range? Let's see. I mean, probably it'd be like more like here. Okay, from like the first. Also, it looks so weird because like Dalsim's body is nowhere near the DI that's hitting him. Like, not a lot, right? Not a lot. Back from ad jail. I had no idea that Sim Fire Breath had different hit amounts on different versions. Yeah, because I feel like I definitely, now that you mention, I feel like I have been murdered for DIing it before, right? There you go. You can get something like that. You know, oh, maybe, you know what? Maybe... No, it's too slow. Okay, I was gonna say maybe you could get that. But I mean, at certain spacings, you can maybe just like straight up, you know, get your regular shit. But...
From the beasts.
Yo, Hecko, thank you very much for the gifted sub to Melody. Very much appreciated, man. Very generous of you. I've never seen a sim use the light version. The guy I was fighting was using the medium version. It had 2 hits, so it was getting haha funny. I guess probably a Hell Stab probably is your best bet because Hell Stab might pick up if they're low like this, right? Like if you're really far away, you get a really weird DI, maybe like Drive Rush Hell Stab, but then it still launches, right? So you still get something. You can still pick up into like an OD Lariat or something like that. This is as far as it gets, basically. Yeah, you can still do something like that, right? Or you can even get it into level 1 if you're feeling brave, or level 2, right? I think level 2 should work. Actually, does level 2 work? Let's get it as far away as we possibly can. Oh god, hold on. I was trying to buffer already, so I fucked up the health step. I'm not very good at health stab into super inputs. There we go. That does work. There you go. So that's, you know, technically you can get all this. Oh, I wanted to check real quick. I thought there was a way to combo into Geef's DI off of a counter DI. Like, so I can't because you guys get more drive gauge damage. So that's not realistic. If I drive rush it, maybe? At that point, I'm spending quite a bit of drive gauge, but no, yeah, you don't have enough time. I thought there was a way to do that. I mean, I know you can go. Oh! I remember now. It's like you can do like this into. Like, you can go. Okay, it's off the level 2, right? That's what it was. You can go this into level 2. Excuse me. That's a very easy buffer. I'm just really fucking it. There you go. You can do this into level 2 into DI, I think, right? Yeah, and that's a shit ton of drive gauge damage. Yeah. You can crouch medium punch into Hell Stab. I think it's Drive Rush Hell Stab. Oh, maybe as well. Can you do that? You go like the Drive Rush Hell Stab should be less. Or I guess you can also like delay the Hell Stab into DI. Maybe. Like, hold on. Can I go? If we got a punish counter DI on Mr. Sinathan here, can I go like this? Oh, I tried to hit my DI macro, but it's with the record button. Maybe with the actual inputs. No, you can't. Okay. Yeah, so it looks like the best way to get into. I mean, the best way to get you have to go level 2. Gotcha. I mean, that is also from full drive, right? That's 2 drive bars of damage, 2.5 drive bars of damage, and then the DI is another 1, right? So that's 3.5 drive bars. Think you need juggle points with Drive Rush? I mean, the thing is, DI itself. Oh, I guess maybe maybe if I Drive Rush the Hell Stab and I delay it, then it won't add to the juggle counts, right? Yeah. There, so you can also do that. Yeah. So that's less if you don't have the super meter for it. I mean, but that's almost like that's getting to be like an even drive gauge trade. Yeah, like I'm spending more drive gauge than he is there, right? But if I have a really big drive gauge lead, then I suppose so. And that, you know, that ends up being a 2.5 drive bar swing. Like or not swing, but he loses 2.5 drive bar, right? Yeah, a little bit less because he regenerates a bit in the middle there. But if we need to burn someone out, we can certainly do that. And then again, if we want to like really go for it, the headbutt into level 2, like that whole thing, because during level 2 the drive gauge is not regenerated, I don't think, correct? Then headbutt, hell stab. Wait. Then headbutt, hell stab, drive rush level 2, hell stab, DI. Well, I mean, yeah, that's not, none of that. The only important parts for like the drive gauge damage there, right? But yeah, hell stab level 2 would definitely be better, like headbutt, hell stab. But hell stab level 2 is annoying. I guess you could do medium punch, right? We have our newly found, right? That into level 2. Yeah. So that's a little bit more damage. And then you could do bonk. And if they're close enough, I guess you get it, like, if they're a little bit closer to the corner when this happens, you get a wall splat here you could convert off of, probably, right? It's a funny idea, but I think it's true. The crouch medium punch is easier to cancel in 2, yeah. Oh, no, you don't get the wall splat. Okay, I guess you can't get a wall splat when they already have the counter hit DI. I mean, that'll start becoming like a very funny combo. Oh, I wanted to lab something out. I forgot. I want to do... You can't get Hellstab Borscht here, can you? Not on the block like that, I don't think. I don't think you have quite enough time. I died fucking this up against a Terry, but I don't think it works regardless. I mean, off certain, like, you know, off the splat, they go higher, I think. So maybe? From a little further away, possibly? That could also... They can fly, like, pretty far back if they get hit by the DI, right? Yeah. There you go. Yeah, I don't think we can get the Borscht normally. Oh, crouch medium punch. I see. I was wondering what you were talking about, though, ETF. I see now. Crouch medium punch launches better there. I didn't know. I did not know. You can just normal Borscht if they don't block, not EX, really. Oh, you're right. Yeah. True, because it's not a juggle in the same way. Oh, I did not know about this. Okay, that's really good. That's 3,000 damage, right? That's some good shit. And it'll be a little bit less if they actually block it. Does it work even if they block? Is the question. Yeah, it has way higher of a juggle. Yo! Crouch medium punch the goat? For real. Fuck Hellstab. Friendship ended with Hellstab. Crouch medium punch is my new best friend. How much damage is that compared to this, though? It's like 1,000 more. Yep. So it's if I need to kill someone, it's definitely worth it, right? And obviously it's less than doing like this, but that's double the drive gauge. So. It's also not that. It's only 900. Yeah. For 2 more, you get another 900. And then the non-Siberian Express grab gives you way more super bar. Yeah, this right here. If you want super bar, your best thing to do actually post my patch? Post Terry patch? I forget. It's the one where they took away jump cancel SPD. But the best thing to do is actually the punish counter throws. His bad throws. So if I... do I have punish counter on? No. But if you get a punish counter on some of his like shittier throws, they're 60% of a super bar, right? Like this one is like 40%, but this one, right? Look at that. That's more. That's even more than than this, right? This is half. I think 50% of a meter. Bonk. Oh no, wait, that's more. That's like 70% of a bar. I thought they were more than the Siberian Express. I was incorrect. Yeah, well, it's more than these. Gotcha. Those are 50. This one's like 70 though. So the OD one is still the best one for meter build. It's like 70% of a bar. These are 60. And then the non-OD ones are 50. So true, bestie. So true. What about this neutral throw held? It doesn't build as much. They buffed some very specific throws for Geef. DI into Borscht is optimal for meter builds. What do you mean? So DI into kill, you should use that? Yeah, if you're going to kill on the DI, you do this, right? It's like a full super bar. Basically, Jesus Christ. When you say DI into Borscht, you mean if they get hit by it? Like, do you mean like this shit? Like no block into this? And then just the regular Borscht? Or do you mean like the whole health stab, EX Lariat nonsense? Because this is... That's only like 50% of a bar, right? So that's not building that much meter. You do have all of this you can do. Even this, though, I think is going to be less meter, right? Yeah. I thought Borscht is also the name of the grounded grab. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is well, it actually, I think technically, this is running bear grab. This is Siberian Express. Oh, no, sorry. This is Siberian Express, and this is Russian Suplex, I think. So they're like 3 different names, but yeah. Yes, yeah, the DI into, how much damage is that, actually? If we get like a punish counter here. Always punish counter. This... into that is you're going for a ride. That's 3520. What's the difference between that and EX SPD? This is 3680. It's not that much less damage, you know. It's not that much less damage. It's all bear grab to me. Always has been. That's not that much less damage. So like, you know, really, unless we're like really unsure, this is worth doing, right? You can try armor punch SPD for a frame trap and spacing trap too. Like stand heavy punch and then we're slightly minus on the block, but like if we're spaced out properly, we can SPD after. I like that idea. Oh, but you have to be pretty close when the heavy punch, because there's a little bit of pushback on it. You have to be pretty close when the actual heavy punch gets blocked. There you go. Not pretty close, but yeah. That's a good idea. Even though you're slightly minus, you know, if they hit like a quick button, they might get haha funnies. But I feel like from the places where the SPD will connect after, there's a spacing for it that's going to be a little trickier, certainly, yeah. But I find myself slightly out of range or way too close pretty often here. It's weird because like it sort of rears forward a bit, and then it also has pushback. It's a good idea, though. It's an interesting idea. Anyways, you know, I guess we'll actually probably, we might end it there. We might call it there. Not bad. Fun day. Solid geefing. I kind of wish I could play geef because like some of this is so cool, but 360 just does not vibe with my wrist and hands. Play modern geef. GG's, yeah. We'll see. You know, we didn't really move too much as far as MR, but honestly, we only recently got to this MR. We got up a little bit, we went down a little bit. We didn't demote out a high master at the end of the day. We did, you know, intermediately, but we stayed there at the end of the day. So I'll take it. That was the goal. Was just trying to hold ourselves, like play well enough to stay in this sort of higher bracket here, and we did that. So I'll take it. Yeah, the knees are a lot less belligerent, right? I feel like we were doing some pretty good stuff. Honestly, we played the Dhalsim sets pretty well too, except for some stupid mistakes, but before I just don't like modern. Fair enough. I'm pretty happy overall. But yeah, I suppose that is gonna do it, fellas. Thanks for coming by and hanging out. Appreciate the $10 that the Midnight handed over there earlier too. Much appreciated. Hecko as well for the sub and the gift sub. Much appreciated. But yeah, tomorrow's Wall Brawl. So the intermediate Wall Brawl 2v2. So try and find some friends to play with as soon as you can. Thursday is the open brawl, obviously, as well, so come by and hang out or sign up. Brick, can you yammer some more tomorrow so I can get S+? I mean, the wall brawls are basically all yapping, yeah, so hopefully you should be good in that sense. Yeah, come by, hang out for now, I suppose. I will see all of you wonderful people tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.